Sports lovers love us.
It's opening day in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm feeling good.
Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Left center. Bye-bye baseball. Soto back. Out of here.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 12:35 as the Brewers take on the White Sox. This series is sponsored by Matrix Basements. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's just after 10 o'clock and 43 degrees in Milwaukee. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon and tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees today, but take note, temps will start to fall this afternoon. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Ty. Tough news to start the Brewers season. One of our stars will miss opening day. Brewers Extra Innings host Dom Catronio with the new details.
Jackson Chourio on the injured list due to a fracture in his left hand. It was suffered at the end of the WBC/spring training. He had been playing through it the last couple of days, but suddenly check swings and soreness started to linger, and an MRI revealed a fracture. So the Brewers are recalling Blake Perkins from AAA Nashville to replace him on the active roster.
The Miz gets the start for the Brewers. First pitch is coming up at 1:10 this afternoon. And the tailgate is in full swing outside the ballpark right now.
The parking lots are officially open as fans are piling in to get the opening day festivities going as the Brewers get ready to take on the White Sox. Many of the fans I spoke with say this is a yearly tradition. They do not miss opening day. Tents are coming out, grills are getting fired up, and the fans are ready for baseball here in Milwaukee. Outside American Family Field, Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
About 200 workers with Milwaukee Public Schools will not have their current jobs next year.
It's part of the district's decision to cut 260 non-classroom roles to help close a $46 million budget gap. Nearly a quarter of those roles were already vacant, and a few employees decided to retire, leaving 201 employees whose current jobs are ending. MPS says it is working with those staff members to help them apply for open classroom roles and other district positions. The cuts come from the central office, assistant principals, and educators who hold a teaching license but are not assigned to one consistent classroom. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Whoops! An uncontested race was left off the ballot in Racine.
Election officials say the uncontested municipal judge race, which included sole candidate Judge Rob Weber, was omitted from ballots distributed for the April 7th election. The city will issue a corrected ballot for those who already voted. They say they didn't have an opportunity to review the final ballot before it was printed. No other races are affected. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
2 survivors of that deadly crash between an Air Canada jet and a fire truck in New York's LaGuardia Airport on Sunday are now telling their stories.
Rachel Mariotti told CBS Mornings she and Rebecca LaCourie were sitting by the emergency exit.
We didn't know what was going on. We all flung forward.
LaCourie opened the door, allowing many passengers to jump to safety. She can't stop thinking about the 2 deceased pilots.
I just want to find a way to live my life that honors them moving forward.
LaCourie says she won't get on a plane again anytime soon, but Mariotti is flying to Japan today.
Yeah, I feel a little uneasy about it. You have to face your fears at some point.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Such a tragic story. Time now for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. No good news here. Everything is down. Everything in the red. The Dow is down 75 points to 46,336. S&P 500 is down nearly 45 points to 6,547. And the NASDAQ is down more than 220 points to 21,708. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 10:05.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
At Redo Cabinets, we know the kitchen is the heart of the home. It's the place that design and function matter most. Mark Olson here. Redo Cabinets wants to transform your kitchen into your vision without the mess, the stress, or the cost of a full kitchen remodel with cabinet refacing. During our spring sales event, learn all about refacing. Premium cabinet products and plenty of options for color, hardware, style, and accessories. And now get a free premium countertop with every refacing project, or payments that start as low as $195 a month. Call today and book a free, no-obligation consultation. Redo Cabinets, 414-677-6417. 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit us at redocabinets.com. That's redocabinets.com. Serving homeowners for over 70 years in Illinois and Wisconsin. Don't replace, reface with Redo Cabinets.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. It is opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers, and it's all about Jacob Mizorowski. The Miz will start for the crew today as they take on the White Sox at AmFamField. Brewers extra innings host Dom Catronio.
His quote that he gave the media when he was named opening day starter back in spring training: "There's no such thing as getting too amped up. I need all of the juice." So the Miz will be taking the ball on opening day here today. And the Brewers also made a trade on Wednesday, acquiring Jake Woodford, a right-handed relief pitcher, to join their bullpen as well for today's festivities.
Outfielder Jackson Churio is on the injured list, unfortunately. He's got a fracture in his left hand. First pitch is at 1:10 this afternoon. Stay tuned to 620 WTMJ all day for opening day coverage. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Bucks are off until Saturday. Last night, they traveled to Portland to face Drew Holiday and the Trailblazers. Bucks lost 130-99. Head coach Doc Rivers.
A lot of teaching going on. Our shoot-arounds are hard right now. I thought, truth be told, with the Clipper game, I actually thought we went probably too hard. I mean, it was hot in that gym, but we went hard. And at the end of the day, I think that's actually more important right now than anything else, the teaching part, and we just got to keep doing it.
Bucks are back home for Saturday's game. They face the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, checking out what we've got going on around AmFamField, we're looking at delays westbound 94 from about 39th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. And the eastbound side, a little bit backed up, basically east of the stadium interchange to 35th Street. Now, I can see that the Keene lot is completely filled up. And that is probably going to be the case for a lot of these lots around the area. So if you are in line to try and get in, just, be patient. You'll be able to get in there soon and set up. We do have some delays on Brewers Boulevard heading northbound if you're coming from the south side, right past Greenfield Avenue. The southbound side's actually looking pretty good on 175, so not seeing too many issues there. I'm Debbie Lazio with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Thanks, Deb. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon and tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees today, but the temps, they will start to fall this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. We'll dip down to 28 degrees for the low. Tomorrow, Friday, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. High of 40. There is a slight chance for snow tomorrow night. Just a slight chance. Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 46. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 57. Monday, increasing clouds and a chance for rain late, high of 58. It's currently 43 degrees in Sheboygan, 61 degrees in Waukesha, how about that, and 43 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 10:10.
Baseball that counts is finally back.
First pitch to Terang is a fly ball to center. This ball's hit well.
This is opening day at WTMJ. Presented by Big Fish Contracting.
Bye-bye baseball. A grand slam over the batter's eye in center.
With Greg Matzek reporting from the dugout. Live at AmFamField, here's Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Shining.
The sun is shining, but the wind is also blowing. So if you are still on your way and have not left the house yet, bring some gloves.
Yeah.
I made that mistake.
Yeah. Although you do have the wool hat
I do
on.
have a hat.
Yeah, so
and I
you're
do
have a
covered
coat.
there. All right, let's go right in because we don't have a lot of time in our first segment. Greg Matzek is in the ballpark.
In the
Greg,
ballpark, in the dugout.
I imagine it's less windy and a lot warmer inside, Greg.
Climate controlled, yes. Those are the words of the day here. So if anybody was wondering, it's going to be a roof closed kind of day at American Family Field.
Oh, yeah.
As you might expect. Right now you've got a handful of players out in the outfield just kind of going through their daily ritual, getting ready for a game. A lot of infield going on. I've been able to give Bryce Terang some pointers at second base. I've thought his footwork looked a little sloppy during spring training, Steve,
Nice.
so I hustled out there under the dirt, and things look to be shaping up for him. But unfortunately, some bad news for the Brewers to start this season. As was announced just moments ago, Jackson Chourio is going to begin the year on the injured list. He has a hand injury suffered during his time at the World Baseball Classic. So 10-day DL or IL for Chourio, and that's one of the most exciting players on the team and, of course, in baseball that the Brewers are going to be missing for a few weeks.
Greg, how do we not know this? I mean, I didn't hear anything about this.
Well, he got hit on March 4th, and I remember watching that game and seeing some of the highlights, and I thought, oh, boy, that's the last thing you need is one of your star players out for a few months because of a broken hand. But then he came back to camp and played through it. Of course, Team Venezuela did it very well in the World Baseball Classic. Chourio was a big part of that team's success. He actually played a few games of the Cactus League season when he returned to the camp, but ultimately decided that pain and soreness was lingering, and they thought it better just to handle the issue before it became a bigger issue later in the season. So unfortunate that becomes a casualty of the World Baseball Classic, a championship season for Jackson Chourio and Team Venezuela, but now he's got to wait for his opening day.
I was saying, does that take surgery, or what kind of rehab does that look like?
Yeah, it's a good question in terms of timing. There's so many bones in the hand that oftentimes you can just sort of let things heal, but a matter of a couple weeks before he gets back on the field would require maybe minor surgery to handle whatever issue it is, but nothing reconstructive or anything too significant, but missed time and a missed opportunity to get one of your best players on the field here in late March.
All right, Greg Matzek is going to join us throughout the 2.5-hour extravaganza that is Brewers opening day at American Family Field. It is actually going to be a nice day. It's going to warm up. The wind has died down a little bit. We're freezing right now, but we will certainly heat up as the Brewers hope to do today against the Chicago White Sox. So we've got Greg. We'll have guests. We have some cool guests coming up at 10:35.
Yeah, the directors of Uke.
Yeah, so
the new documentary that was the last couple years of Bob Ueker's life. They followed him around. I can't wait to watch it, and I know they're going to play about 20 minutes after today's game. So we have the co-directors on with us coming up at 10:35 today.
Busy day, opening day. If you're coming on out, looks like the parking lots are starting to fill up. It's actually going to be a gorgeous day. So come on out, say hi. We're right at the Zone 1 drop-off. As we know, it's where all the bars drop off for patrons. And, boy, they started early today.
A lot of empty Bloody Mary glasses already coming out of those shuttles.
I love that. So we'll take a quick break here. This opening day coverage, we're live in the WTMJ Pellet Windows and Doors Wisconsin mobile studio. Thanks to Big Fish Contracting for being our opening day sponsor. Lots more to come on WTMJ.
When you think about your financial future, it helps to have fee-only fiduciary guidance that puts your interests first. At Annex Wealth Management, you receive comprehensive planning from a team that includes wealth managers, financial planners, and investment specialists working together to support your financial life. Annex's advice is designed to stay aligned with your goals without commissions influencing recommendations. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Greg Matzek here. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. If you got an issue, you make a call to Geis, and they got you covered here. Great brands like CHI and LiftMaster. Incredible inventory. If you have an issue with your garage door or opener, Geis likely has something in stock that can be installed at your home in a moment's notice. It's Geis, trusted in the business and wonderful people. They are the authorities when it comes to swift and reliable garage repair solutions. Check out GeisDoors.com. or visit their showroom, located in Brookfield, right off Barker Road. Check out that amazing inventory, connect with the amazing people. Also, Ask about that custom design center. Pretty amazing work. They can go custom if that's what your project requires. Visit geissdoors.com and don't think twice. Call Geiss.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life. At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work. Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation. Search AXIS Legal today.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity. What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
In the studio with the co-directors of the new documentary simply titled Uke.
It's combining my two great loves of baseball and dreaming of being a baseball player someday and becoming a filmmaker, and somehow the two worlds have collided.
Now that they know what he was going through, it'll just make his fans love him even more.
Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ and the What's on Tap podcast on WTMJ.com.
Welcome to opening day, American Family Field, WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. The fans are rolling in. Kristin, Brey, Steve Scaffidi. Thanks to Big Fish Contracting for making it all possible. It's going to be a great day.
It is going to be a great day.
We're sitting here
Opening day is
freezing.
always a great day.
Yeah, it is, and it does warm you up. And certainly, if you have a few of the tailgate concoctions that people make, I've seen some light-colored liquor. I've seen Bloody Marys already. I've seen beers.
Seen plenty of beers. I see two guys walking in front of us right now with an entire 12-pack.
He's got a 12-pack.
Yeah, both of them. Individually.
Everybody's favorite Miller Lite, certainly tied to the Brewers and Bob Uecker. That's the thing about. I've done, must be my 10th one now. They never get old, and I'm a guy.
What's your favorite one? This is the second year you and I have done this together.
My favorite one is not for a positive reason. It was I talked to Bob Uecker after his friend Henry Aaron died, and the interview. I have the interview at home, and I love listening to it because it was his. Bob likes to goof around. He always called me goofy names and stuff, but he was heartfelt and spoke from his heart because he loved Henry Aaron and they were friends, lifelong friends. And obviously Bob's connection to baseball is as good as it gets. And I just remember how honest he was and how heartfelt that felt to me. So not a happy memory, but it's just
a cool opportunity, right, of getting to interview him.
So this never gets old to me. And as we look out here, I mean, I can remember seeing the porta potties skate across the parking lot, and that I can remember having some warmer ones. I was a guy who, it's probably past the statute of limitations, skipped out of high school to go to opening days.
It probably is, yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah, well, it's the 70s, so I think that's expired. But I can remember snowy games, and back then no roof, County Stadium.
Yep.
You froze.
You just sucked it up like it was Lambeau.
Yeah, that's when the beers, you felt like it was warm, and yeah. What's your favorite opening day?
I haven't done that many. So since I grew up in Madison, I definitely didn't skip out on high school to come to Milwaukee for opening days. And so my first opening day was only in 2022 when I was working at WTMJ. I did a whole segment on trying to ask people what I should do on my first opening day. That was the year that the porta potties were skating around the tailgating lot, and so that was a really fun one. Last year, getting to do it with you was fun. 2 years before that, we got to do it from inside because the weather was so bad. So actually getting to be in the media area and got to see shake hands with all the other folks. And that was one of the best things about working for WTMJ is having opportunities to do things like this.
And this is what I love about you. So last year, you got the opportunity to throw out a first pitch of the game. And we had video. You had more coverage than some famous people, and you're sort of famous in Milwaukee. But
I just had a lot of friends randomly in the audience, so they all sent me their videos of it later.
But the wild thing is, I was on the field with you, and you did better than most of the other people who were doing the first
I got it past the plate.
Yeah,
I didn't get it
was aggressive.
Over the plate.
Yeah.
It was just a bit outside, as they say.
It had a little heat to it. But you never posted the video. And we're on our way to the stadium today, and you're editing the video from last year's game. So is it now out?
Now it's out there.
It's
so
out there.
If you go to my social media, I also tagged 620 WTMJ. So if you go to my Facebook or Instagram or TikTok at Kristin Brey, you can see the footage from last year when I threw out the first pitch.
All right, we're going to take a break here from opening day coverage. WTMJ. Greg Matzek has a guest for us. We don't even know who the guest is. But
we don't.
We'll pick that up after the break right here on 620 WTMJ.
At Blaine's, we know you do things your way, so why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can easily find the trusted farm essentials you need for spring at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Like $40 off a 15-piece Milwaukee combo wrench kit, save $50 on a basement watchdog sump pump, and a 16-inch power tool storage rack is on sale, just $24.99. In store or online, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
You've seen the photos, but nothing compares to being there. In 2026, trade your screen for the real thing, the quiet ripple of the Rhine from an Avalon Waterways suite, or the storied streets of Italy with Globus. At Fox World Travel, we handle every detail so you can focus on the moment, not the logistics. Stop dreaming about the world and start walking through it. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to plan your 2026 journey today.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Lark.
I love the location, and that's the main reason Dave and I are there, is because of nature all around us. I knew when we moved in, I was leaving behind a lot of stress and responsibility. I decided now is the time to do what I want when I want to do it.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert here with my son David, Accunet's president and maestro of metaphor. What do you have for us today?
Dad, buying a home is a lot like having a baby. And it turns out that in today's extra competitive market, getting real estate pregnant with your offer accepted is the hardest part. So along with your agent, your Accunet loan consultant will do everything possible to get your real estate bun in the oven.
Yep, we can definitely help buyers make their offers more competitive. Okay, so once you've made the real estate baby, so to speak, what else do buyers and their agents want?
As a son, now this is getting gross and I regret the metaphor. But the next thing everyone wants are regular checkups and an on-time delivery. That's where Accunet really shines, with proactive weekly updates to reassure the sometimes nervous homeowners-to-be that everything's okay and on track.
It all starts with a rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval, and our home buying clinic is always open. Just click on the blue button at Accunet.com to get started. That's ACCUNET.com.
Welcome back to opening day coverage from the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. Let's go to Greg Matzek inside the ballpark. Hey, take it away, Greg.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, thankful to be joined here by Brewers reliever Jared Koenig, back from Arizona with us in the dugout, and he's found a home here in Milwaukee. Now beginning, what is it, third season with the Brewers now?
Yep, third season, second opening day.
So. That's cool, and it never gets old, I imagine, right?
No, not one bit.
So what was spring training like for you? I know it was a lot of time for people to work on things. As a reliever, do you work on perfecting the arsenal that you have or trying to add things as you move through your career?
I mean, you're trying out some new things early on, and then after that it's kind of just really perfecting what you have and working on that, and then trying to just get back to game form as we get closer to day one.
Everyone's a little different with spring training. Some people like as many up-downs as possible on a certain schedule. What is it like for a reliever? You never know when you can be used on a given day, unlike starters. So how do you manage through that process in spring training?
I think spring training is a little easier. We have a schedule. We know when we're pitching and stuff like that. We know when we're doing our back-to-back, which is usually later in camp. And then everything else is kind of just status quo. You just do what you need. You get your work in, you get your lifts in, and be on top of it to be ready for when season comes.
Were you out there throwing when it was 106 outside?
Yeah. There's a few days of the extreme heats, and it was fun. I mean, it's different. It's nice to be back here where you get a little more weather variation.
That little climate control, right? You're always going to have an opening day as long as it's played at AmFamField.
Yeah.
It was kind of an interesting dynamic with spring training this year because you had some new faces. You had some players who Brewers fans know leave for the World Baseball Classic and then sort of return. It's kind of an interesting dynamic. I don't know what else baseball could do other than put the WBC where it is, but do you find that's disruptive to spring training, or is it, hey, it's just kind of part of the deal, and when they come back, they sort of pick up where they left off?
I think it's kind of pretty easy. I mean, they have their schedules. They're getting a little amped up for their stuff, and then they got to come back and they kind of get that down for a couple days, which I think that's got to be the harder part before we get back to opening day. To me, I think that's what's got to be harder. But
Everything about that seemed like the intensity was pretty high.
Yeah.
And I thought that's probably a good thing for a lot of players to experience that before opening day. You can't really replicate that in a Cactus League game, can you?
No, it's much harder to replicate that in general. I mean, you're there to get ready and prep and work on things you need to work on. And WBC, they got to be ready and get what they need.
So, Jared, all you've known since you've been a Brewer is division titles. Like that's a good thing. And no NL Central team has ever won 4 straight division titles. But you look at the way the national focus is on the Brewers, and it always seems like the Brewers are kind of short-sighted or forgotten about in the division for whatever reason. Why do you think that is? And why do you think the Brewers consistently punch above whatever the national outlets believe they can do?
I think it's just a group of guys that come together equally, and we're all pushing for the same thing, and we're all just like, it's always hard to put into words the specific ways it occurs, but I mean, we all find a way just to grit it out, and whatever that may be that day. It could be a walk-off single, it could be like a big pitching sequence that worked out well and stuff like that, and we find a way just to win. I think that's all the Brewers' way is just find a way.
Well, you got some electric arms in the bullpen, especially in the back end. I'm going to ask you to put together a 4-pitch mix for me, okay? You get to use only relievers. I need somebody's fastball. I need somebody's curveball. I need somebody's changeup and somebody's either slider or cutter. You get to piece it together. The ideal pitch mix. You're taking what from who?
Oh, man, that's that's tough because let's see. We'll go with Ashby's curveball. We'll use Uribe's slider, Trevor's fastball, and then who's got the best changeup? Who's got the best?
Does anybody even throw a changeup out of the bullpen?
I mean, a couple of us throw changeups, but I wouldn't put mine in there. I would put Ashby's in there too. I mean, Ashby's pitch mix in general. I mean, that's what you strive for. So
yeah,
it's hard to take away anything from anyone in their pitches. I mean, I would go with those 3 pitches, and then you maybe use someone's sinker, like go with Grant's sinker, and then and then you got 4-seam and then sinker with that. That's how I would probably do it.
I think it's pretty amazing to watch other professionals like yourself marvel at the work that others do. And I'll ask Woody the same question. He'll join us here in a few minutes. I'll ask the same question about starters. But it used to be that if somebody threw 100, they were a household name in Major League Baseball, and now it seems like multiple players on teams can throw 100. It's just sort of the way it is.
Yeah, I think the way technology's moved around, movements have moved around, prep and strength stuff, I think it's all kind of geared the body for where we're at.
Good stuff, Jared. Hope you have a great season. Appreciate you joining us here. Brewers lefty Jared Koenig, Steve, and Kristin. I know you got to toss the news, but reiterating some news from earlier today, Jackson Churio going to begin the season on the injured list with a hand injury.
Yeah, I hope he heals quickly. It's opening day. We are live from the Pella Windows and Doors mobile studio here. We had a fun interchange with some fans who are not dressed for the day.
We're definitely not dressed. I guess everyone coming from Waukesha County. It is colder here than it is, because apparently it is like in the 60s over in Delafield. But these fans thought it was going to be 60 here. They were both wearing shorts. And one had a lot of cleavage, and so she was looking for some clothes to cover up.
Of course, I didn't notice that. And my tip of the day, if you are cold and you're waiting to get in, because they don't open for a while yet, I think it's at least about 30, 40 minutes, on the north or the south side of the stadium, it's actually really warm because the sun's baking you there.
And the wind doesn't feel as strong.
And the wind's not as bad, so if you're cold, go on that side. But by all means, bring a sweatshirt with you. Anyway, that's my tip of the day.
Or just hold a hot brat and a koozied beer.
That sounds good, too.
And you might be fine.
I can do that at 12:35. All right, we got a news update coming up. We'll take it back to the studio with Jessica Ty.
I'm wondering, was it front row Amy, Kristin?
It was not. No. It was not front row Amy.
Okay.
But, you know, similar attire.
Thanks, guys. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 10:30. I'm Jessica Ty. Happening now, fans are making their way to the parking lots at American Family Field. It is opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger on the construction, the traffic, and the journey to the ballpark this season.
Fans find their own routes, and they get here. So, the irony is that the worst traffic day for Brewers fans will probably be today, just because 44,000 people here, and it's, the game ends when rush hour begins. So I just hope people are patient.
Gates open in less than 30 minutes here, just after 11 this morning. Brewers fans also packing bars before heading to the ballpark.
Opening day in Milwaukee feels like a holiday, and fans are making the most of it. From Kelly's Bleachers to J&B's next door, all the way down to McGinn's and Magoo's, bars are packed as Brewers fans grab drinks and settle in for a full day of baseball. Shuttles are rolling toward American Family Field, and whether it's before first pitch or later in the game, the energy around the city hasn't slowed down. At Kelly's in Milwaukee, Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee police need your help this morning finding a missing teenager. 13-year-old Nasir Brown last had contact with his family just before 1 this morning. He was last seen near 9th and Summers. Brown is described as a black male with brown hair and brown eyes. He's about 5'6" and 135 pounds. The teenager was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and jeans. You can find his picture right now on our website, WTMJ.com. Time now for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything is in the red. The Dow down nearly 215 points to 46,214. S&P 500 is down 57 points to 6,534. And the NASDAQ is down 264 points to 21,665. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Well, it looks like we're seeing some delays on Miller Parkway, northbound heading into the Greenfield Avenue area. Eastbound 94, a little heavy from 44th Street coming out of the Stadium Interchange to 35th. Also seeing some delays along Blue Mound Road right through Story Hill. This is one of the areas where folks are going to try and turn in to get onto Mitchell Boulevard to get into the stadium area to the parking lot. So just be careful and give yourself plenty of time to get in there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Thanks, Debbie. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon and tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees today, but take note, temps will start to fall this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. We'll dip down to 28 degrees for the low. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. High of 40 tomorrow. And there's also a slight chance for snow tomorrow night. Checking out the weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 46. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 57. Then Monday, increasing clouds and a chance for rain late, high of 58 on Monday. It is currently 46 degrees in Racine, 55 in Port Washington, and 43 degrees right here in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 10:33.
Shag carpet, avocado appliances, no frills backyards. A lot has changed. For 100 years, the Realtors Home and Garden Show, presented by Unilock, has showcased what's next, helping homeowners and gardeners rethink the way they live, indoors and out. This year's 100th annual show is packed with ideas for today, from smart homes to outdoor living spaces. Join us March 20th through 29th at State Fair Park. Buy tickets at mkehgs.com.
How about this deal? You buy one, we buy the other. Thanalysis Live, one of the biggest nights of Wisconsin sports, and we don't want anyone to miss out. You buy one ticket, and ESPN Wisconsin is going to buy the other. Be there for the night that will have everyone talking. March 27th, Thanalysis Live is a completely unpredictable show. You never know what's going to happen. Thanalysis Tetekupo, surprise guests, Stephen Smith, remember that? Bobby Portis, he's always fun. Where were you when Giannis walked on the stage? Thanalysis Live is can't miss. TALiveshow.com is where you get tickets. Enter code ESPNWI-BOGO. That's ESPNWI-BOGO. When you check out, that's ESPNWI-BOGO. I said it 3 times for a reason. The stars will be out, and you should buy at least a ticket, maybe more. Buy one, get one. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater. TALiveshow.com.
Active Liver from New Nordic protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Wegmans, and now GNC.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news, a rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS caused by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $152,000 in taxes because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a clear plan and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Family Field. We are broadcasting live from the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors at Wisconsin Mobile Studio. Open day coverage, of course, sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. This is a special treat, Kristin, Brey.
I totally agree.
Because in the mobile studio, we have Steve Farr and Michael Volman, co-directors.
Hey.
Was there an argument about who? Like, you're the director, you're assistant, so you just
We're still duking it out.
Yeah. Still duking it out. First of all, welcome.
Than's for having us.
Co-directors of Uke,
yes,
the new documentary, yes.
Which is going to be sort of unveiled after the game today. So tell folks, I mean, we all love Uke, and we're all sad that he's not here to celebrate opening day because that's so much a part of our history. How did this idea come together, and like, where did it come from?
Well, our company, September Club, we're developing a number of projects, and probably, 4 years ago, we tried to come up with something that could be shot locally, and because we always try to get back to the community, and someone said, "What about Bob Uecker?" And we went, "Yeah, what about Bob Uecker? That would be a good documentary." And so after that, it kind of came together pretty quickly.
Was it hard to convince him?
That's interesting. In my mind, I thought, well, this is going to be, he's not going to want to do this. Maybe the Brewers won't want to be involved. It's like a dream project almost.
Yeah.
Almost like, can we actually pull this off? And Steve had a contact that got a hold of him, and we got a treatment in front of him. He looked at it. He must have talked to some people and done his research ahead of time. But we flew down to Arizona, and we had a lunch with him. And we thought we were going to have to spend a lot of time convincing him and all this. But I think he had made up his mind, and he really told us stories for about 3 hours.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It was quite a lunch. It was about 3.5 hours of one story after another. We were like, save until we can get a camera.
Yeah,
exactly.
So what was the commitment that he knew he was signing up for as far as how much you guys were going to be recording him, how much you were going to be following him around?
Well, up front, we kind of gave him a laundry list of ideas. Obviously we want to be in the booth with him, but maybe we can go out fishing with him, or maybe we drive around the Milwaukee and he can just point out different things, where he played sandlot ball or where he grew up, that type of thing. And he was on board with just about everything. He said, "Yeah, we'll get to it. That's great." And so early on, the first maybe 2 months, we got a lot with him.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately his diagnosis was pretty early on, and we knew at that point, or he came to us and said, we're going to try to do what we can. I'm committed to this, but there's going to be a lot of times where I'm going to be at home resting, or I'm going to be at the doctor's office for a variety of reasons, and just keep it to yourself. But it's still, he committed to doing a lot of things, and so we respected that.
The final documentary, how much of it is that you following him around, and how much is just the incredible amount of video that exists of him being on Johnny Carson and all the other things he did with Bob Costas? How much is that?
I mean, the film really chronicles his entire life, from playing sandlot baseball, even his funny stories of how he was born, all the way up until his final year behind the mic.
Yeah.
And throughout the film, we tell all those stories that you've probably heard or have heard in various places. But I think the film is nice in that it connects all those dots. And if there's something you didn't know about Bob, you're probably going to, learn about it in this documentary.
And so knowing, documentary filmmaking, you start out thinking it's going to be one project. Sometimes it leads to a different final product because you're filming in real time. And so obviously when you started this, he had not been diagnosed yet. And so when you guys found out that news, one, knowing that you had to keep it private, but also, was it more intimidating, or was there a lot more ideas as far as what this project could be, knowing the right turn it had taken?
Well, I mean, honestly, we had to give that some thought and sensitivity about how we handle this, and how Uke wanted to handle that, and how his family and the Brewers. So, so much of documentary filmmaking is editorial, We gather as much interviews and archival and B-roll as we can, and then once it gets into the hands of our lead editors, Matt Prekop, who's terrific, and they start shaping it. And mostly what Michael does is he edits. So
I've spent a lot of time in the edit room too, and so throughout the process, we interviewed all of his broadcasting partners, Bob Costas, Robin Yount, Joe Torre, and so all those people kind of help shape Uke's story. And you kind of start boiling down the interviews and find out what is the story, and how can we make it into something that maybe people aren't expecting or is a little different than what we've heard before.
Bob Uecker is obviously one of the most beloved Wisconsin sports figures. You don't even have to define it by sports that's ever existed in this state. In this process, in the filming, in the one-on-ones you had, eating lunch with him, what did you learn about Bob Uecker that you didn't know before?
I don't know if we learned a lot that we didn't know, but so everything you did know about him seemed to be so true, and there was much more, which was comforting, because it's like, oh, this guy is as funny as you thought he was going to be, and it wasn't just like some of the time or he's on or he's off. It was just such a world-class sense of humor that was always on display, and such a welcoming guy. And I don't know, that was the thing that I was kind of so pleased, was that he at least to us, he was the guy that we thought he was going to be, or hoped he would be.
So meet your heroes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly, right.
I think also just seeing how he took care of his people, so to speak. I mean, I think he really was a mentor as a broadcaster, but also in this ballpark, it seems, he definitely had a hand in a lot of people's careers, or even, not that he was making decisions about the team or anything, but I think, people listened to him and they would take into consideration his thoughts and ideas. And, he's been around a long time. He's like the sage, giving sage wisdom or something. And I think people in the ballpark really looked up to him.
Steve Farr, Michael Volman, co-directors of Uke. So for the folks who are at the game, they get to see sort of a 20-minute look at the making of, little bits of snippets from the documentary. For folks who aren't here today, where can they see this?
Yeah, we are expected to have a major distribution plan, major theatrical release this summer.
Nice.
So we're excited about that. And if people want to learn more about the project, keep updated, they can visit ukemovie.com and sign up for newsletters or whatever, so they can stay updated on the project.
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing it. Pleasure to meet both of you. Thanks for coming in. We are broadcasting live from the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. Lots more to come. Greg Matzek in the dugout. We'll have an interview coming up in a second. Thanks for joining us on opening day. Here's a quick break on 620 WTMJ.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods has a great reputation for producing custom team apparel. We're total team outfitters and we can handle the biggest jobs. Our success in custom team apparel led us into group and corporate apparel. Plus, we have a full selection of promotional products for employee gifts, special events, you name it. And we've made it easy for our customers to firm up their orders. The group sale web stores that we build for our customers are a simple way of gathering all the information you need. They're easy to work, easy to understand, and with them you'll have access to nearly limitless options. We've seen that most times we're better priced than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer. Plus Nike and Under Armour choices that the other guys can't get. And we offer a huge brand selection from Yeti, North Face, and Carhartt too. This is Brian Burkhardt. For team, group, or corporate custom outfitting and promotional products, it's going to be really hard to beat our prices, selection, and ease of buying for any size budget and every size company. And that's why we always say, you can't beat Burkhardt. New Berlin and Fox Point.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Milwaukee Weight Loss. Even on opening day, I'm talking about it because, it's a secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. At Milwaukee Weight Loss, they have that secret. Doctor-developed, natural, no drugs, no injections, none of the gimmicky side stuff, the Mills Bar shakes. Hard work, yes. Willpower, yes. But it's a program that works. Worked for me, lost 50 pounds in the last year. And here's the cool part. Their program costs half as much as some of the other programs and works twice as fast. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation. Talk it out. See what they can do for you. They work for me and many other people I know. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. A pound per day. Sound good? And for a limited time, $200 off with their spring special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
You know, I mean, your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways. Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
Wisconsin, this is your season. The Open Season Sportsman's Expo, presented by Progressive and Can-Am, returns to Wisconsin Dells this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Explore a sold-out show floor with over 300 exhibitors and show-only deals and hands-on gear for hunting, archery, optics, and land management. Bring your buck for the Busch Light Trophy Deer Contest. Plus, learn from expert speakers. Get discounted tickets now at OpenSeasonSportsman'sExpo.com. Fueled by Tacticam, official cell camera, Jay's Power Center, official power sports dealer, Menzel's official blind of the Open Season Sportsman's Expo.
Welcome back to opening day with Steve Scaffidi, Kristin, Brey, in the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. Thanks to Big Fish Contracting, bringing it all to you live. We are staying warm, and we are going straight to Greg Matzek, who is in the dugout. Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, climate-controlled conditions here. It's always a beautiful day for baseball in Milwaukee, thanks to the roof. Happy to be joined by Brewers starting pitcher Brandon Woodruff. Welcome back from Arizona.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weather shock, but, you know, yesterday was nice, and, yeah, we're making do. Good thing we got this roof. Climate control.
Kind of a weather shock in Arizona, too, didn't you?
My
And I've never been out there when it was 100.
Well, try pitching in 103 when it's 6 o'clock at night, and the weather is just dry as can be. No, it was it's good for the body, keeps it moving a little bit better, and but yeah, I'm happy to be back in Milwaukee for sure.
Well, it sounds like spring training was productive for you.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're going to start Game 5 of the season, that's a good thing. Was it ever questionable whether it would be starting on the injured list versus in the rotation?
Yeah, it came down pretty much last couple days. For me personally, you know, I knew I was going to be a little bit behind on the ramp up, and was able to throw yesterday actually because of the off day. I had to go to Nashville and pitch against our guys there in Nashville and continue building up. But got to a good spot pitch count wise, and I think it was important for me that I was here opening day and I was here in this rotation. You know, albeit, you know, first couple outings I might need a little bit of a, you know, I guess I wouldn't say build up time. I'm in a good spot, but the first couple for me is going to be a good thing for me to kind of keep getting that base under me. But it was important for me to be here and be in the rotation, and I was recovering. That was the biggest thing in spring, is I was bouncing back after each outing pretty well, and you know, I just didn't want the lat thing attached to me coming out of spring, and that was important to me. I've put in a ton of work. Going to see where the chips fall this year, and you know, my main goal this year is to be healthy. I think if I can do that, I can provide some value out on the field, and so that was super important for me.
How important has it been to maintain your relationship with the Brewers throughout this time, right? I mean, it's been some challenges from an injury standpoint, but you've always had a home with the Brewers.
It is my home. You know, I've got a lot of respect for everybody in here. I try to come to work and be the same guy every day. I try to help my teammates, and that's what's important to me. And winning is important. And you know, we've been able to do a lot of that over the last. You know, this is my 9th opening day, which is crazy. I still remember my first one. You know, like it was yesterday. And so, you know, it's winning is important for me, and this is a great place to win. And we've been good, and we're young, and it's, you know, I'm transitioning. It's kind of crazy as I'm transitioning into a spot where now I feel like I'm the one helping all the young guys, you know, and on the pitching side, but I'm still learning from them. I mean, my gosh, their stuff is incredible, and it's like, geez, like I can pick up some stuff from these guys, and so it's been a fun transition for me just to be able to help and hopefully provide some experience and just learn from the young guys as well. It's been fun.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's a cool dynamic with the rotation. Miz gets the ball today, right? I mean, his stuff is not in question as you talk about guys with unbelievable stuff. it also seems like he's able to manage the moment pretty well, watching what he did in the postseason. But still, you've been on this stage before.
Yeah.
Any words of advice? Did he come to you? It's like, hey, well, how do you handle this on opening day?
You know, honestly, what Miz and Chad Patrick and Priester and, those guys went through last year in the playoffs is exactly what I did in 2018 when myself and Corbin and Freddie were going through it. As an organization, they didn't know exactly what we were going to provide when they stuck all of us in the rotation in 19. And, we all developed, and that was great. And we were able to kind of carve our own path. And that's what I'm seeing from these guys. It's just the focus kicks up in the playoffs. The mentality changes a little bit, which is a good thing. But my biggest message to them is just like, how can you keep that intent and that focus for a full season every time you take the ball on the mound? And that's what's important. Obviously, Miz has a lot surrounding him, media-wise, which is rightfully so. His stuff is incredible, and he's handled it, good early on. Once it's all thrown at you like that a lot, there's no choice but to kind of handle that moment, and I think that's going to help him today. And the biggest thing is, like, look, this is opening day. It's a special day, but in the aspect of getting ready, it's another outing. You've got hopefully 30 more of these things to go. So you come in, you prepare the same way. You go do your routine. You come in, you pitch, you try to help the team win, and that's your main job. But yes, special day. There'll be a buzz in the ballpark, which is always fun, and he's ready for it.
All right, I asked Koenig to do this with the relievers. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing with the starters.
Okay.
Create the ideal pitch mix. I need somebody's fastball. I need somebody's cutter or slider.
Okay.
I need somebody's curveball, somebody's changeup.
Just from our staff, right?
Just from the staff of starters. Who are you taking?
All right. Sinker, Priester, four-seam, because I like to throw both. If I have Miz's four-seam, watch out. And I think I do. When I'm throwing the ball and I'm throwing whatever it is now, I think it's 104. But if I actually had 104, oh, my God. So I would take that four-seamer. Let's see. Sproats, sweeper, unreal. Watch this thing this year. It's really good. Let's see. Chad, great cutter. Let's go. Who else am I missing? Harrison's got a righty four-seam. Really good changeup as well. So I'm trying to be humble here. I don't want to choose anything of myself. No, listen, I got a lot of confidence in my stuff. So, but yeah, it's a good starting point. We got a lot of great guys, man, and Sproat's another guy. His fastball really explodes, and I think we're going to see he does kind of the two fastballs. So we're really going to see that come to play this year. And but yeah, I'm trying to be a little modest here and not take something on myself.
I should have set aside of your incredible arsenal. Where would you go?
You should have said that.
I kind of the wrong way.
And we can go either pre-surgery or post-surgery because I think some pitches post-surgery might be better. So that just but no, it's fun. It's this is cool, man. It's I'm really looking forward to this year and just enjoying it. The more you do this and the older you get, it's the more you savor these days. Opening days, you don't know how many you're going to get. I didn't know I was going to be at 9 when I started in 18, and we're still going. So hopefully I got a bunch more in me. But I savor these moments a little bit more, which is fun. And it's honestly I just enjoy watching these guys perform and get better. And I'm speaking of the rotation. And just having a helping hand in that has been a fun process for me so far in spring training. And it's cool when you can provide some information to help out and then you see it go into play on the field. That's the cool part for me. So I'm really looking forward to this year, and not only for these guys but for myself as well.
Good stuff, Brandon. Great to check in, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Enjoy opening
that.
day. Guys, we'll send it back to you, and then we got news coming up. More from the dugout in the 11 o'clock hour.
All right, Greg. We'll talk to Greg and his exciting guests. Greg is so good at that because
He's very good.
He knows those guys, and it's always fun to hear those interviews. Brandon Woodruff is as good as it gets. All right, after the break, we're going to talk tailgating with our teammate Neil Doyle, who's been spending some time chit-chatting with folks. I can smell the grills now.
How many shots do you think he's been offered so far?
Oh, we'll ask him that exciting question. I haven't been offered any shots yet. I haven't even had a brat yet, so my day has just started. We're broadcasting live from the WTMJ Pellet Windows and Doors Wisconsin mobile studio. Thanks to Big Fish Contracting for making it all possible. The news is next on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Appliance Gallery, right on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee. Their gorgeous showroom is the most up-to-date in our state, featuring luxury brands like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Miele, Fisher & Paykel, and more. They'll work right with your contractor or designer and make the process seamless. They even offer brands where you can choose from custom colors. As a small family-owned company with one location, they deliver impeccable service with a personal touch. Visit ApplianceGalleryWY.com or stop in today.
Hey Milwaukee, Christian Yelich here. I'm excited to invite you to our biggest home plate charity event yet, May 21st, 2026, with Isaac Slade from The Fray and Jake Owen performing at Landmark Credit Union Live. Every year, this event helps support organizations making a real difference right here in Milwaukee, from youth programs to scholarships to small business relief. Let's celebrate, let's give back, and let's make it a night to remember. For more information on tickets, please head to Yelly22concert.com.
So I was talking with another real estate agent who has been in the business even longer than I have, with a couple of other big-name companies. He was talking about how it's tough to compete with us because we have good agents and we charge less commission. And he even said that he lost a few listings to us, and it always bothered him because he realized that he was doing everything that we were doing, but he was charging more. We do charge less, and we do everything that a full-service agency does. Because we are full-service real estate agents. The only difference is we give you our very best commission rate up front. You do pay for what you get. And with Century 21 Benefit Realty for 1.9% on the listing side of your home, with a cap of $19,000 commission on any size home, you can get full-service experienced agents, MLS marketing, professional photos, even virtual walkthroughs, and everything you get from any other big-name agent, all under the umbrella of the Century 21 brand. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Start the new year right. Use your vision benefits and schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. You can check out new frame styles and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Shopco Optical is committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's tax to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
It's opening day in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. And I'm feeling good. Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Left center. Bye-bye baseball. Soto back. Out of here.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 12:35 as the Brewers take on the White Sox. This series is sponsored by Matrix Basements. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's just after 11 o'clock and 43 degrees in Milwaukee. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon and tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees in Milwaukee today, but temps will tumble starting this afternoon. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Ty. Fans are out in full force for the first tailgate of the Brewers' new season.
Not a big surprise, but some long lines to get in the lots, and they opened up a bit early for opening day. Brewers fans are certainly ready for the start of a new season.
Opening day always sparks that thought that summer's around the corner, and baseball happens every day, so it's something to do.
And not shocking as well, quite a few White Sox fans making the trip north.
They should do it every year. It makes no sense for the Sox to play outside when there's a dome stadium 90 minutes away.
Outside American Family Field, Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Some fans skip the parking lots and use local shuttles. Victor from Waukesha has been shuttling fans to the ballpark for 17 seasons.
It's all about the experience and the fan base and everyone that joins you and celebrates and supports the Brewers and the shuttles.
Victor's advice for using the shuttles?
Show up early and have a good time.
Shuttles to American Family Field run both before and after the games. Yeah, they're not going to leave you stranded out there. About 200 workers with Milwaukee Public Schools will lose their jobs at the end of the school year. Cuts were expected as the district decided to eliminate 260 non-classroom roles to help close a budget gap. Some of those roles were already vacant, and a few employees decided to retire. That leaves 201 workers whose current jobs are ending. MPS says it's working with those staff members to help them apply for open classroom roles in other district positions. President Trump is putting new pressure on Iran as Iran continues to insist there are no negotiations taking place to end the war. Meanwhile, the administration confirms a 15-point peace plan has been sent to Iran.
President Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, Thursday confirmed the U.S. sent to Iran a 15-point plan to end the war, saying it forms the framework for a peace deal. Witkoff said Pakistan is serving as a mediator. Witkoff didn't address reports that Iran has rejected the plan, but said the administration is looking to convince Iran there are no good alternatives other than more death and destruction. President Trump insisting Iran wants to settle things.
They are begging to make a deal, not me. They're begging to make a deal. And anybody that saw what was happening over there would understand why they want to make a deal.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The Texas girls' camp, where 27 people died in last year's 4th of July flooding, has filed an appeal to stay open.
Earlier this month, a court blocked Camp Mystic from doing any more work at the site. Brad Beckworth represents the family of Seal Stewart, a camper whose body still hasn't been found. He says the camp has already made changes at the site, disturbing evidence and hampering the search for Seal.
That camp's not ready to reopen.
Camp Mystic says 900 girls have signed up for this summer, and it's working with local and state authorities to enhance its flood safety. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the red. The Dow is down 222 points to 46,206. S&P 500 is down nearly 55 points to 6,537. And the NASDAQ is down as well. NASDAQ down 246 points to 21,683. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:05.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me every Saturday at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. We check in with communities, organizations, people across the state of Wisconsin for the best and brightest spots around our great state. This week, we head south. It's going to be really fun. We check into the Racine Zoo and Owen H. Danish Kringle. How good is that? You'll also hear from the Travel Secretary, Ann Sayers. It's Experience Wisconsin. 30 minutes on Saturdays at 1 o'clock right here on 620 WTMJ.
In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says, "I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be dispersed." At this point in Lent, how is it going? This is Archbishop Jeffrey Grob. So many of us feel fractured, pulled in different directions by the worries of daily life. As Easter draws nearer, we're invited to pause and ask, have these weeks helped us become more centered? Have we allowed God to lead us and to use us as instruments of His work? Or are we still scattered? Join us at Mass. Come and be gathered.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime.
I love spring.
I have a big collection of new life to show you.
New life is a spring thing.
Show us. I call it crosses and clovers.
These are amazing.
Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of?
Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds.
Wow. I'm buying this one. How much?
$185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270.
This cross?
$90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious.
Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well.
Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers, and a starter gets moved to the injured list. Brewers extra innings host Dom Catronio.
Jackson Chourio on the injured list due to a fracture in his left hand. It was suffered at the end of the WBC/spring training. He had been playing through it the last couple of days, but suddenly check swings and soreness started to linger, and an MRI revealed a fracture. So the Brewers are recalling Blake Perkins from AAA Nashville to replace him on the active roster.
The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, gets a start for the Brewers. First pitch coming up at 1:10 today. Stay tuned to WTMJ all day for opening day coverage. The Milwaukee Bucks lose the last game of their West Coast road trip. Final score 130-99. Portland Trailblazers win. Up next for the Bucks, the San Antonio Spurs here at home. That's Saturday night.
Well, things are looking okay around the stadium, at least on the freeway system. We do have one accident, though, eastbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard. It is off on the right shoulder, so it shouldn't be slowing you down too much. A little bit of a backup right through the Holly Road area, and then again right through 35th Street. As far as the parking lots are concerned, yep, there are delays getting into them, but as long as you're patient, you should be able to get in there with plenty of time to cook up those brats and burgers, etc., and have some fun. So at this point, we're looking pretty good. I'm not seeing too many lines heading in, but that's just pack your patience as usual. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Thanks, Debbie. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon as well as tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees in Milwaukee today, but take note, those temps will start to fall this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. Will dip down to 28 degrees for the low. Tomorrow, Friday, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. High of 40 degrees, and there's a slight chance for snow tomorrow night. Just a slight chance, though. Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 46. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 57. Monday, increasing clouds and a chance for rain late. High of 58 on Monday. It is now 54 degrees in Kenosha, 59 in Waukesha, and we're up to 44 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 10 after 11.
Baseball that counts is finally back.
First pitch to Terang is a fly ball to center. This ball's hit well.
This is opening day at WTMJ, presented by Big Fish Contracting.
Bye-bye baseball. A grand slam over the batter's eye in center.
With Greg Matzek reporting from the dugout. Live at AmFamField, here's Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
And we are live from American Family Field. The sun's still out. Hopefully it stays out longer because it's still cold. And we have a special guest, and a lot of you know him as our news guy. He's one of our newest teammates. Neil Doyle joining us in the mobile studio. So first of all, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
And I saw you had a nice little bag of
I know,
goodies.
you got some goodies. What was in your goodie bag?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but I started at WTMJ in May. I'm new to the Milwaukee area. This is my first Brewers opening day experience.
Ooh.
Very nice.
What do you think so far?
It's been wonderful. I got here early. I was in the stadium early with a lot of the other stations, doing some of that fun stuff. Got some, free goodies. Some of the fun giveaways they're going to be having this year.
Yeah.
And then I've had a fun experience so far, kind of perusing the tailgate lot. So it's been a fun day.
So the conversations are always interesting because I just had a conversation with a guy who had he's a third of the way through a six-pack of Tall Boy Paps.
Oh my gosh.
That's a big part of the tailgate experience. You probably already realized that.
I came out of the stadium at like 9 o'clock or so. I was coming out here to the studio, and there was already a line to get in the lots, which was no surprise. But a lot of people, tailgating the tailgate beforehand, I guess. Quite a few drinks are being had. I've been offered a couple of beers.
I was going to say, what have you been offered so far, from food to booze?
Quite a few brats have been offered. I might have snuck a brat while I was out there.
I think that's warranted. That's warranted.
Totally take one.
The one interesting, I did come across a lot. They were doing maple margaritas. I'm like, I've never heard of that
maple
before.
Syrup margaritas.
That's what it looked like. They were like, oh, they're delicious. I'm like, I have to pass. But yeah,
That's
so
not mix.
yeah, I'm like, I've never seen that before. I wasn't sure if that was a thing or not, but.
So when you're walking around here, I've done this because I used to do some of the remote stuff when other people were doing what I was doing. Is it a jovial atmosphere? Are people like, what's their mood?
Yeah, everybody I think is just excited knowing it's the start of baseball season. Sure, it could be a little bit warmer, which is crazy because it wasn't this windy like at 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah. But that's not stopping people. A lot of the people I talk to, they say, we don't miss this. We're here every year for opening day. A lot of people are thinking it could be another strong season. Now, I did talk to a few people after the news broke about Jackson Chourio, and they said, that's not so good. But no, everybody's very happy and excited that baseball is back.
And I'm jealous because you got to go inside. I haven't been inside yet other than to get my press pass. You were on the field, right?
Yeah, I was down on the field.
So how was that?
That was very cool. I was fortunate last year when they did the Alumni Home Run Derby. I actually got to cover that, so I was down in the dugout. Very cool to be on the field, and you've got the crew, the grounds crews out there. They're cutting the grass, getting the lines looking nice. So no, it was fun to be on the field and tried to check out. I mean, they've got some new things going on in the stadium, kind of a new play area for the kids. I know they're doing the Fun Plaza that's still under construction, but talking about a lot of that and some of the fun things that are coming to the ballpark this year.
Are you hanging out for the rest of the day? You going into the game?
I might try to go into the game for a little bit, check that out. I might have some other obligations, but no, I'm going to keep.
Are you assigned to go into the game? Maybe I should put it that way.
I might be able to go for a little bit. I did talk to a couple of the visiting fans. I know you said you haven't seen many White Sox fans yet. There are certainly a few around, and the few I talked to, they're like, "This is fantastic." Oh, yeah. Number one, it's opening day, but two, they're like, why don't we play the Brewers every year? Because we've got an indoor game at least. It's only 90 minutes north where, if you're playing anywhere else, it could be colder.
White Sox fans is we both hate the Cubs. So.
That's true.
All right, we got
camaraderie.
Thank you, Neil Doyle. Great to hang out in the mobile studio. Thanks to WTMJ and Pella Windows for making that all possible. Big Fish Contracting, part of that story as well. We'll see what Greg's up to. We'll take a quick break. Opening day coverage on WTMJ.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Have you ever thought to yourself, I want my house to look better than it does. I just don't know where to even start or even what to do. Tri-County Contracting can help you with that. They can help you love your home again. They have the design consultants, they've got the showroom, they've got real picture renderings, they've got it all to help turn your home back into your dream home. Tri-County Contracting, WDI.com. Love your home again with Tri-County Contracting.
Hey, take your family to the Good Friday Fish Fry and the magnificent Easter Sunday brunch at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. It's all you care to eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat free. Free for the Easter brunch. Google, call, reserve at the Fox and Hounds today.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at ACCUNET.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Bill that would legalize online sports betting in Wisconsin has cleared another hurdle in Madison.
Eric Bilstad.
3 weeks into the Iran war, and the White House is asking for more money.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
It's not great out there. If you do absolutely have to get out on the roads, make sure you take it slow, have your headlights on.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
All right, we're back. Opening day coverage live from the WTMJ Palo Windows and Doors mobile studio. It's a little chilly, but folks are having fun.
I just got a whiff of something, though, like some food that smells really good.
And if you're listening to this broadcast and you're just coming in, I would totally take a brat if you have one of those.
Yeah, if you want to bring us anything, like hot coffee, a warm brat, a blanket,
I think Matzek got any stadium food. Greg Matzek, have you had any stadium food yet?
I'll give you a broad Scaffidi. I have not yet. The concessions are now open. So now you're starting to see people inside the park, which is a good sign. The gates have opened to American Family Field. I know the tailgate scene is robust, as you might imagine, but with the White Sox on the field, you got a handful of fans here. I have not seen any White Sox fans. I think they still have some. But nonetheless, starting to look like we're getting closer to baseball here at American Family Field.
Very exciting.
What's been the play? I know you're talking to guys. What's been a reaction to the Jackson Chourio story? I mean, obviously they knew, but I mean, we're all being surprised by that news sort of today. What's been the conversation like?
Yeah, we were running a little late with Brandon Woodruff, so I ended up talking to him a little more after we signed off last hour. And I asked him about that, and he said, yeah, it was a possibility because, Brandon had his own potential IL stint staring at him going into the season. He was able to avoid it, wanted to be a part of this rotation. And he said ultimately, we all saw Jackson get hit. We were all worried. And then they breathed a sigh of relief when he returned and was able to play in some games. He said some of that discomfort must have just been lingering. So they're choosing to handle it appropriately. I did see Jackson. He's walking around. He was doing some warm-up stuff, just some basic stuff, no bat in hand or anything. But there's no casting, no bandaging, nothing on his hand right now, which would indicate perhaps a more significant injury than maybe we're being led to believe. So I think it might just be a matter of a couple of weeks, and then you get one of your best players back in the lineup.
Well, that's good. But it is incredible to think about continuing to play through a fractured hand, because you're like, I'm tough enough. I got this. It's just where most of us are like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done for now.
Well, I think about last year, William Contreras, the catcher, who was catching 90 to 100 mile an hour fastballs all game long, had a fractured finger that he played with through the entire season. The entire season. And he's kind of an everyday guy, too. It's rare that he gets a day off. But now that is fully healed, and he is set to go. Played in the World Baseball Classic as well. So, yeah, you can do it, but it is going to affect you, as was the case with Contreras last year.
I know what I was going to ask you, Greg. So my son-in-law, Corey, played in the Twins organization, and he threw about 91, 92, and I caught one of those once with my regular glove, and my hand hurt for 2 days. Have you ever caught one of these pitches from any of these guys, and what did that feel like?
Oh, my gosh. No, I mean, I did, you catch some guys in high school, and even Legion ball, which is it's some pretty good baseball players in that, where guys are throwing about 85 or so. But I can't imagine what it's like to even try to catch Miz. And then, God forbid to get crossed up and you're expecting a 104-mile-an-hour fastball, and he throws a slider at 96 that breaks inside the zone, right? You get messed up on a signal cross, and it's lights out. The umpires are the one who really fear for that.
Did I see that there's a bet out there that if he throws 104, is it McAfee that's donating some money or something?
Yeah, so as you might be aware, Jacob Mizorowski's father is dealing with Parkinson's. And there's a whole foundation that Miz has set up and it's for raising money for Parkinson's research and hopefully finding a cure at some point. But he did say in the Pat McAfee show, Miz was a guest earlier this week. Pat said, "Look, you throw 104, I'll donate $104,000 to your foundation." So I would think opening day, you're getting out here, one of your first couple of pitches. I think that's in play. And let me ask you this: if you're the Miz and you can throw 104, it's opening day, the crowd is packed. You're not starting with anything but a fastball, right? You're not throwing a change-up to start this game.
No,
that's a pretty good motivator right there.
Yeah. All right, Greg, we're going to take a break here. I know you got some more guests. You'll be joining us in the next hour and 10 minutes. We are live from American Family Field, opening day coverage on WTMJ. Lots of fun. Take it easy. There's plenty of time to get to the ballpark. It looks like the gates are starting to open, so that process is getting a lot easier. Having fun on opening day. Lots more to come. We'll do it after this on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Start the new year right. Use your vision benefits and schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. You can check out new frame styles and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Shopco Optical is committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Menards has all the tools and fasteners you need to finish your home improvement project. Whether you need standard nails for general construction or specialty nails for specific applications, you'll find them here. New fast collated nails are made in the USA with the highest quality steel. Check out our entire selection of new fast collated nails and view our weekly flyer on menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards. You can search for the biggest bat selection, but I'm here to save you time because the best baseball and softball bat selection in the Midwest is right here at Burkhardt Sporting Goods. We stock just about every bat on the market from all the top manufacturers like Easton, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Marucci, and more, and sell them all at the guaranteed lowest prices. So get in here and try a few out in our indoor batting cages. There's no need to look any further because when it comes to bats, if you want it, we got it at Burkhardt Sporting Goods. You can't beat Burkhardt. When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spiritware is vital. That's why Burkhardt Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spiritware from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spiritware and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhardt. You can't beat Burkhardt.
You've seen the photos, but nothing compares to being there. In 2026, trade your screen for the real thing, the quiet ripple of the Rhine from an Avalon Waterways suite, or the storied streets of Italy with Globus. At Fox World Travel, we handle every detail so you can focus on the moment, not the logistics. Stop dreaming about the world and start walking through it. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to plan your 2026 journey today.
Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzek and Jessica Ty is taking you courtside. Powered by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Butts Insiders is your inside look at player updates, game previews, and exclusive analysis with special guests all season long.
I think after the game, he had 3 words to say: I get buckets.
Tune in every Thursday at 12:35, only on Wisconsin's Midday News.
For the win! It's good! Opening day, American Family Field. She's Kristin. Hi, Kristin.
He's Steve.
I'm
Hi,
freezing.
Steve.
I don't know how you're doing, but we are having fun.
We're just we're like the dancing one of those things that flap in the wind. You just keep moving and keeping the body warm.
You can tell the excitement's starting to build out here because the parking lots are actually getting pretty full. There's the preferred parking is always the late arrivals because they don't have to get here early. But I can smell the grills cooking. Still haven't had a brat yet, so that's going to be on my agenda. Gates look like they're starting to let people inside through the much warmer controlled climate of the inside of American Family Field. As we celebrate opening day, I love that conversation with the UC directors, the co-directors. That's going to be an amazing watch.
Well, you know what was incredible? Because as I asked them, and I'm also trying to make my own documentary, which I'm sure is going to be a little different than what they're doing. But
Am I in that or no?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
If you want to be, maybe I'll interview you. But that is sometimes the thing with documentary making, right? You start a project, and where it starts is not where it ends. And so, to think about the opportunity of you saying yes, being like, "Yep, let's do this. You can follow me around," and all the archival footage, and then because I think they started filming in 2023. And then in the midst of that, him getting that diagnosis and the project needing to shift to now being probably like the opportunity. Like, had they not started when they did, no one would have been following him for any kind of documentary, I am imagining, at the end of his life. And so I have a feeling it's going to be a tearjerker.
Yeah, it has to be, right? Because starting without knowing that and then knowing that at the end, and you're so right, it just transforms your understanding of the man. I only knew him on the public side. They got to know a little bit behind the scenes. I've told the story before on the air. Every time I interviewed him, which is like 7 or 8 times, he always called me a different name. Steve Areno, Stevie. I think he called me Esteban once. Yeah, Stefan. He just had so much fun. He had a zest for life. That's why I think as much as he defined the Brewers, he also was part of the Milwaukee story as well, and that's why people loved him so much. And to have him be part of our aura still is so cool. And the folks are going to get a treat to get to watch it a little snippet after the game. So definitely stick around. I was listening to some of the coverage this morning with Vince and Eric on the morning show, and they were talking to a representative of the Brewers. And so much of the stuff is changes year to year. This year you have to talk about traffic, right?
Oh, yeah, because
all those changes, right? Because we have this big construction happening. But the good news is, this is what the Brewers do so well. They knew that was an issue. They're on top of it. And I can see traffic is moving just fine. So if you're coming to the ballpark, you can actually get in just fine. There's still plenty of time before the opening pitch. Miz is starting to. That's going to be so much fun.
Today.
So much excitement.
That is a really cool story as far as what Pat McAfee promised as far as being able to throw $104,000 to his foundation. Because I don't know, did you hear Julia Fellowes' special that she did?
I heard some of it, yeah.
Obviously, Julia's husband has Parkinson's, and she's just recently was in D.C. lobbying for more money to be able to research it more. And so really an incredible connection that she made with that. And with the Miz. Yeah,
I have a feeling McAfee will donate it anyway.
Probably. But still, I mean, that moment of being like just think about the content, Steve. The content that we're going to be able to get out of it, of him throwing it and Pat McAfee responding.
I got to tell the story. So it wasn't opening day, but you got a chance to do the opening, the pregame pitch there, and you like practiced.
Oh my God!
And then you were sore for days after.
Days. This is how you know you're approaching your 40s, because and also that I'm competitive enough.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even know it's competition. I just didn't want to embarrass myself.
You didn't embarrass yourself.
And so Zepecky and I, the morning of the pitch, met up. No, it was the day before. Met up, and Coach Zepecky came out, and we threw for probably like an hour.
Yeah, that's why your arm was sore.
And so just getting back in the motion, because I played Little League with the boys when I was 9. But that was a very long time ago. And so I practiced, and thus why I think I could throw it far enough, maybe not straight enough. But yeah, days after, it was almost as bad as getting, like when you get any kind of the vaccines, or like a flu shot or
your
whatever,
arm's like
and your
limp
arm
for a
just
day.
you can't lift it past a 90-degree angle.
So I don't think I asked you this. How nervous were you? Because I mean that's a big deal. Because all eyes in the full ballpark, all the people looking at you doing that. How nervous were you?
I'm trying to rank it against being on stage or doing something like that. I was okay.
Yeah, you were good.
It was fun. It was really fun. It was fun this morning looking back at the footage and seeing how packed the stadium already is by the time the first pitch gets thrown. And it was fun being out there with you, and so some of the
was
photos,
fun. They make it fun.
It was really a cool opportunity.
And I don't typically get nervous about anything, but the first time I did it, I was nervous. Second time, no, because I had done it already. But it is wild that everyone's looking, and then you look and you're on the scoreboard.
And that is a big screen.
Yes.
You do not appreciate how
if
big
you have
your
a zit, it's going to
face
show up
is
on that scoreboard.
when you were running out there, as far as because I think it was around maybe 4 years ago when they upgraded the screen, and how big it is now. And so if you had any recognition of if you cared at all, you definitely could see every pore of the people who were pitching that day.
But you did a great job, so congrats on that. All right, we got lots more coverage. Greg Matzek in the dugout. We'll go back to Greg. He's got great guests. We got about an hour more before we get to the Brewers coverage right here on 620 WTMJ. We're broadcasting live from the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studios. Thanks to Big Fish Contracting for making that all possible. Let's go to the newsroom back at the studio, and that means Jessica.
Thanks, guys. What a blast of a day. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 11:30. I'm Jessica Ty. Game number 1 for the Milwaukee Brewers, numero uno, is less than 2 hours away. Fans are pumped for the new season. They're also excited for this year's giveaways. The Senior VP for Ticket Sales and Service, Michael Cosentino, tells WTMJ it's not just the Brewers coming up with the great ideas.
It's also listening to our fans of what they might want and what might be new and creative out there in the marketplace. So we're excited. We've got 24 promotional giveaway days this year, which is a record. We've got something for everyone. So we're looking at ways to attract new and different fans and make it easy for families to come enjoy the game.
The most popular giveaway last year was the cribbage board, courtesy of WTMJ. If you can't make it to the ballpark, you can find the Brewers on television. Today's opening day broadcast is on Fox 6 here locally. Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger on the delayed notice.
We appreciate everybody's patience. This was not in our control, and Major League Baseball had to work with the various distributors and DirecTV to get the channel set, and we're excited to have these games on the air. They'll be on the air. They'll be on cable, on satellite, and streaming through Brewers.tv.
Other channels include 1263 on Xfinity, 670 on DirecTV, and 319 and 469 on Spectrum. You can also listen to the entire season on the radio right here on WTMJ. A new Associated Press poll finds men and women have different views on who has the advantage when it comes to earning competitive wages. Equal pay emerged as the biggest source of concern for women in the poll. That's compared to getting an education, a job, or a promotion. Most employed women, about 6 in 10, say men have more opportunities when it comes to earning competitive wages. About half of men think both genders have roughly the same opportunities. The findings come at a time when men's earnings are rising faster than women's, and the gender wage gap is widening. Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything is in the red. Everything down. The Dow down 387 points to 46,041. S&P 500 is down a little bit more than 74 points to 6,517. And the NASDAQ is down more than 320 points to 21,606. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
We're looking pretty good around the stadium. I cannot complain. We're really not seeing any delays. We did have an accident eastbound 94 right about at Mitchell Boulevard, but that looks like has just been cleared. So if there's any residual delays on eastbound 94 coming in from Hawley Road, that's pretty much why. And those should be working themselves out. No real delays that I'm seeing on Brewers Boulevard heading in towards the stadium. A little bit of a backup on State Street heading over towards 175, but even that is easing up as well. I'm Debbie Lozgo with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
And here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon and tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees in Milwaukee today, but take note because temps will start to fall this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. We'll dip down to 28 degrees for the low. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. High of 40 tomorrow. And there's also a slight chance for some snow tomorrow night. Checking out the weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 46. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 57. Then as we look ahead to the upcoming work week, Monday, increasing clouds and a chance for rain late, high of 58. It's currently 43 degrees in Racine, 54 in Port Washington, and 44 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:34.
Scratch this off your bucket list. Travel by luxury motor coach to Mount Rushmore this spring. Vince Vitrano here for KB Excursions. From the western charm of Deadwood, the legendary Wall Drug, even a Royal River Casino stop. This 5 nights, 6 days trip includes meals, lodging, and all gratuities. You just have to get on board. The trip is booking now for the end of May. Let KB Excursions be your guide and your ride. Sign up now to head west at kbexcursions.com.
WTMJ's Greg Matzek here. Bob Sorens is the reason Sorens Ford became home of the nice guys.
Sorens, Robert. He was a nice young man in my biology class.
I remember one day we dissected frogs, and Mr. Soren stayed late after class and sewed all the frogs' organs back into place.
Every Ford dealer offers the same factory rebates and low financing, but nobody has lower prices than Soren's. Buy your next vehicle from the nice guys. Soren's Ford on Capitol Drive in Brookfield. Visit SOERENS.com.
Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
We are broadcasting live, American Family Field, opening day, of course, at the ballpark. Greg Matzek in the dugout. He's got an Italian friend of mine that I think we all want to hear from. Take it away, Greg.
Yes, Brewers principal owner Mark Attanasio joining us in the dugout. Mark, you and I have done this for several years, but I know opening day is such an important day for you. It's really been a family affair for you since you bought the Brewers over 20 years ago now.
Yes, this is our 22nd season, and our whole family loves baseball. My dad was a Joe DiMaggio fan, as I will say Commissioner Seelig was. And everybody comes out to this day. Now I've got, hard to believe, 3 grandkids and 1 on the way.
Another one, and you're going to add one.
Yeah, we'll have 2 boys and 2 girls. God bless. Yeah.
That is amazing. I know you always have a message for a team during the course of spring training, usually early on in spring training. A lot of new faces, people just becoming familiar with the Brewers organization. What was that message this year to this 2016?
This year I was really struck by the youth in the clubhouse, and this year Matt and Murph brought a lot of the guys who are in AA up, who we know are an important part of it. We've got 6 players now, 6 in the top 100 prospects in baseball, I think more than any other team. So I sort of addressed more basically some of the principles that we have here, starting with that we try to treat the team as a family and that we care for them and their families. And so maybe a little boring for Yelly to hear for since 2018, but for them it was impactful.
The World Baseball Classic also was part of spring training this year. Several players left. Number one, I think it underscores the work that you've done with international scouting, that so many players departed to play for Mexico or Venezuela or a number of other countries. But number two, it felt very intense to me. Do you think baseball is getting what they want out of the World Baseball Classic?
Oh, yeah. Look, we had we mentioned here that my Italian heritage. I mean, I go to Italy every summer. They really don't know baseball. Italians were, turning on the games at 3 a.m., watching, for pride in their country doing well. And that's very special. And I think, Commissioner Manfred and others in the league are going to figure out how to continue to deliver the product, from a countrywide basis. Baseball will be in the Olympics in 2028. And I think already 5 teams have qualified, including USA and Venezuela. Japan, I'm probably going to run out of, there's 5. I think Italy actually qualified for the Olympics. So, it's great.
I know there was some thought, where do you put this thing? How do you do it? How do you do it the right way? And I know it's somewhat disruptive to spring training, it seems like from an intensity standpoint, those games were meaningful, and it almost felt like playoff baseball in March.
Yeah, look, the players all love representing their countries, and they're among the best of their peer group. So I think they want to, perform with their peers. Bryce Terang was in Murph's office yesterday just talking about what a great experience it was for him to be around guys like Aaron Judge and other guys who have done, what he's starting to do now at a very high level for, many more years. And, and all our guys really showed well that played, including, by the way, Andrew Fisher played for Italy, and he was smoking ball in the WBC, and the other day he had a ball like 107 or 110 miles an hour off of Mason Miller. the guy just got drafted, in June. So I'm very excited about our young players.
I was talking to Brandon Woodruff about that a little bit earlier because he views himself as a guy with experience now going into his ninth opening day. He's like, it feels like yesterday was 2018 and I was in spring training and, getting my feet wet in the postseason. But he also talked about how amazing pitchers' arsenals are today. It used to be you knew everybody who threw 100 in Major League Baseball. Now multiple guys on multiple teams do it.
Yeah.
A significant growth since you've been an owner here in baseball.
It's not just the speed and velocity, it's also the movement. So guys can make the ball move any direction, whether they're righty or lefty. Used to be, a righty pitcher, the ball spun one way, a lefty the other. Now they can make it, whatever they call these things, like backdoor sliders. One of our new pitchers as they called it, a kick change-up. I still know what a kick change is, but sounds good.
It is a new baseball season right now. We kick things off against the White Sox. Full season. Everybody excited about this season, Mark, but I must ask you as an owner, is there concern about next season? I know it's day one, 2026, but it's hard not to see a potential dispute here with Major League Baseball in 2027.
Well, of course, we're concerned. The Players Association is concerned. It's our responsibility on both sides to try to continue to deliver, the games. The product we've been delivering is exceptional. I mean, these games could not be more competitive, more widely followed, whether it's the World Series or WBC. And but I think for today we're just going to focus on enjoying opening day.
When you sit down with Murph and with Matt Arnold before the season starts, do you have those conversations of we're going to be a team that and fill in the blank? We're going to be a team that this is how we are going to win. Do you guys have those conversations year to year?
Well, Murph has the conversations with the players. This year he's calling it threading the needle. I'm still trying to figure out what that means. But we're going to thread the needle. And I guess that, we'll know if we win, it's because we threaded the needle. I don't know if that was a baseball term.
Well, I guess it can be applied to baseball, no doubt. But, it does seem that it's 3 division titles in a row. Some of these players only know division titles here who are on this roster. Yet you look at what some of the national folks think, and it feels like, once again, the Brewers are somewhat disrespected. What do you make of that sort of national view and how the Brewers consistently punch above what the national expectation is?
By the way, these players, we win at every level. One of these years, maybe it was last year, we won at we were in first place at every A, AA, AAA. And so all these guys are weaned on winning. And, they grind it out every day. It's hard to win. Joe Torre once told me it's very hard to win a Major League Baseball game. And think about all the things you have to do right to win a game. And this group, does. And it's a little complicated how it happens, but we have a lot of talented athletes, more than just the 26 that are in the clubhouse here, and I think that's a big part of it.
Well, you referenced the minor league system, right? Viewed as one of the top in baseball, if not the top in baseball. I think that's the behind-the-scenes element to really any team. You see the product on the field, you cheer for the guys who are here playing the game, but behind the scenes with the pitching lab and commitment to international development of the farm system, that's all part of the cycle to make sure that you are winning division titles, right? It's all that other stuff that's happening that's so critical.
Yeah, everyone, our fans get to enjoy the state-of-the-art ballpark we have here. We likewise have a state-of-the-art ballpark in Maryvale and AmFamField of Phoenix. We had a Japanese professional team come through. I was walking in as they were starting their tour, and the translator, they told me that they'd seen all the facilities in Arizona, and ours was the best, so they wanted to come back to it. And Dominican facilities, state-of-the-art also, from what I understand. Some of that, by the way, is good fortune, or maybe that we didn't have quite all the resources other teams did, so it took us a while to put the money together to build that, but then we could take best practices from each facility, and so got outstanding facilities everywhere, outstanding coaches everywhere, and an unbelievable player development system and talent identification system.
Yeah, there's a bit of a reputation now, I think, with the Brewers that if they acquire a pitcher who may have had great stuff and was rated high but maybe fell on some hard times for whatever reason, that if they end up in Milwaukee, things will turn around. And it's not just a one-time story. This is a story on repeat with the Brewers. What does that say about that internal development that, especially with pitchers, you get into the pitching lab in Milwaukee and good things are going to happen for your career.
Well, it starts with, our pitching coaches, Chris Hook and Jim Henderson, but that talent development goes all the way through, the lower levels of the minor leagues. And we use a variety of ways to identify strengths and weaknesses of players and try to emphasize their strengths. And then look at different, they call it an arsenal. Mm-hmm. A lot of pitchers now throw, 5-6 pitches. So sometimes that's good because you've got so many different looks you can give a batter. Sometimes it's better just maybe narrow that a little bit and focus on your pitchers that are better pitches. Quinn Priester, Murph tells the story, often, right? He showed up and got blasted in Colorado. Whoever said, "This is the guy you brought in." Meanwhile, he ends up being 13-3 last year, and can't wait to get him back. He's working through a couple things, but can't wait to get him off the IL and back on the roster.
Well, and Jackson Churio too. That's some breaking news today. He's got a hand issue. He's going to be on the IL for a few weeks. What are you most looking forward to this season? As you mentioned, you're 22nd now as owner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
I just, the brand of baseball we play is really exciting, and it's addictive, actually, and fans around the country, even in other teams. I was flying in from New England a couple days ago, and the guy who was, driving me into the airport said, "You're the Brewers owner? I love that team." I said, "Oh, you a Brewers fan?" "No, I'm a Red Sox fan, but I love the way you guys play." This is just a guy who's, a driver, and who's a real baseball fan, and I hear that a lot. And how many times do you hear people say, "Well, we play the right way"? The right way just means real focus on fundamentals. Throw the ball, catch the ball, hit the ball. It starts with that. And by the way, the guy in the dugout here is paying attention. Murph, if somebody doesn't do something right out there that nobody else sees, he sees it, and he lets the guys know.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
He's not shy, Murph.
Well, hoping for a 4th division title here consecutively. No NL Central team has ever done it. Brewers principal owner Mark Attanasio.
Thanks, Greg.
I always appreciate it, Mark. Great to see you again.
Thanks.
Take care.
Go Brewers.
Head back outside here. Opening Day Live continues from American Family Field.
All right, we're going to keep it going, keep it rolling until we start our Brewers coverage a little bit later in the 12 o'clock hour. We are live from American Family Field. Quick break here on 620 WTMJ.
We see you out there coming up with original ideas, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know when inspiration rises, we'll have what you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Get a head start on spring savings with doorbuster pricing on Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action, $10 off. Rewards members save an extra $10. Plus, new at Blaine's, shop Ego battery-powered mowers and outdoor power equipment. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
At Associated Bank, we know it's not always fun thinking about saving. You know what is fun? Not thinking about it. That's why we call it automated savings. You save automatically. How much you want, how often you want, for whatever you want. And if you don't know how much to save, well, that's why we're here. We'll suggest an amount so you hit your target without ever thinking about it. See, saving can be fun, especially when it's automatic. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margot Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
Shag carpet, avocado appliances, no frills backyards. A lot has changed. For 100 years, the Realtors Home and Garden Show, presented by Unilock, has showcased what's next, helping homeowners and gardeners rethink the way they live, indoors and out. This year's 100th annual show is packed with ideas for today, from smart homes to outdoor living spaces. Join us March 20th through 29th at State Fair Park. Buy tickets at mkehgs.com.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
Spice up your workday at the original Botanas on 5th Street. Enjoy a flavorful and affordable lunch, including authentic Mexican favorites, seafood and vegetarian dishes, and fish fry every day. Enjoy a free cup of soup with every meal. Mi casa es su casa at Botanas.
Active Liver from New Nordic protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Wegmans, and now GNC.
Welcome back to Live at Opening Day in the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. Sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. I am Kristin Brey here with my good friend Steve Scaffidi. We just had some fans come up who are very excited to get inside into the stadium. And so you lived in California. I lived in California.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the joke sometimes, you'd look around a cafe or the park on a Wednesday afternoon. You'd be like, don't these people have jobs? And it is funny when you think about how many people for today, it's like, just take the day off. And how many employers are like, I get it, man.
It should be a state holiday.
It should be a state holiday.
I love it's such a diverse group too. It's like young and old and every flavor of life in Wisconsin. But it has become this thing since 1970 that it's just we all celebrate.
Has it always been this packed?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it's just never a bad year.
I don't know. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but it's always a sellout, even on the worst days. I mean, maybe there's
even when the team's not as exciting.
Yeah, and they weren't that exciting for many years.
Yeah.
But it's such a great story. Of course, this quest for a World Series again. We were in there in '82. I was a senior in college, and losing that was devastating because I think I got drunk twice that day and night. I was like. I got drunk.
And a depressed drunk.
Yeah, lead up to the game, then depressed afterwards. So it's such a part of our fabric to go to opening day, to hang out, to have a bratwurst. You can. We have an open air mobile studio, and you can smell the grills going. Still haven't had a brat yet. Mike Spalding, our great leader, has already
bring us one.
Yeah,
had one.
Yeah,
didn't
interesting.
Bring us one.
That's an interesting comment on him not thinking about us, freezing our what's off in the mobile studio here at American Family Field.
Beyond for our job.
The weird thing is, I expected it to be when I walked out today at my house. It was like, this is nice out.
I said the exact same experience, and I was like,
and I got here.
Okay.
And we got here, we were on the sunny side, on the south side of the stadium. It was actually pretty good. And then you walk around, you get blasted by the wind. But you know what? Everyone's they're dealing with it in their own unique way. But the funny part was some of the fans who thought they were going to have that warm weather experience, short shorts, T-shirt, they're freezing their
Well, now they're probably in the stadium.
Yeah, because the gates are open
That
now.
short time between your car and the doors opening that you had to deal with it. But I have a feeling that a handful of those people will be just fine. A couple beers inside. They won't even feel the cold or the rain when they get out.
No, lots of beer. I don't know what the numbers are, and this would be a great question for somebody that runs the stadium. Like, how much beer is consumed on opening day? Wouldn't you love to know that number? How many barrels of beer? How many trucks?
How many pools of beer?
Because I've probably, in my day, Kristin, I probably had, this is going way back, 10 beers, 12 beers in the course of a long day at
You think you could do that today?
No. I'm like a 2 or 3 beer guy. That's it for me.
Okay.
I'll shift to something else. And I can mix it up.
Though?
Ooh. 3 or 4. Yeah, easily.
3 or 4 Negronis is way more alcohol.
I know it is.
2 or 3 beers.
That's part of the appeal. Anyway, we are live from American Family Field. Lots of folks. The stream is steady now. Lots of folks coming up. I love all of these shuttles That's a responsible way to do it. You show up with a shuttle. You're not driving. So that's the safe way.
Don't leave your keys in our studio.
Somebody left their keys on our counter here and just disappeared. I don't know how we're going to.
I don't know what he thought this was, that he could leave his keys here as like a safe space. If it was like his high school cubby.
I don't know.
But I do not know how he's going to find his keys later on after the game's over.
So my one thing that I'm looking forward to today is seeing Miz pitch, because he is he's a superstar already, and he's got such a bright future. I think that the atmosphere inside is just going to be incredible. Watching him try to hit 104 or whatever he's going to pitch. Donation aside, he's going to be jacked up, and the opening day is such a special day in Wisconsin. So I think it should be a state holiday, to go back to our first conversation.
What would it take to do that?
I don't know. Let's start working on it. Let's get a petition going.
Let's call Tony.
Tony Evers, governor of the state of Wisconsin.
Governor of the state.
Do you call him Tony when you see him?
I mean, as a joke, right?
Governor Tony Evers, what do you think? State holiday opening day. It would be different every year, of course. Floating holiday. How about that? All right, we got lots more coverage leading up to our game coverage, which starts about 12:35 right here at WTMJ, flagship station. Hope you're having a great opening day. Lots more to come. We'll talk to Greg Matzek. All of that coming up from the beautiful mobile studio on a chilly, chilly day, but we love it. It's opening day. Have fun. We'll be back after this.
Skylight Music Theater presents A Rockin' Midsummer Night's Dream. Shakespeare's classic story meets an original genre-spanning score in this modern rock and roll musical full of humor, heart, and theatrical mischief. Join me, Sandy Max, for a special Maxperience on April 15th. We will begin having drinks in the Skylight Bar at 6:30 p.m., followed by the performance at 7:30. Purchase tickets for April 15th at skylightmusictheater.org to join me, and use promo code SANDY15 for 15% off your ticket. See you there.
Load up and cash in at our Buy More, Earn More event this week at Fleet Farm. From March 23rd through the 29th, all Fleet Rewards members will earn bonus rewards on qualifying purchases for the whole family. Earn $10 when you spend $100, earn $25 when you spend $200, and earn $50 in rewards when you spend $350. Membership's free. Sign up in-store or online. And remember, the bigger the haul, the more you earn. So stock up now at Fleet Farm's Buy More, Earn More event. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hey, it's Greg Matzek for Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more. Wonderful people, great company, and they have got what it takes to beautify and protect your home's exterior. They've done a number of projects for us over the years, including a new roof on our old 1953 Milwaukee home, and we had that. And we built a new house, and Siding Unlimited was there with a wonderful product, LP Smart Side Siding. They installed it about 10 years ago. Still looks brand new, no color fading, no warping. Incredible installation. That's what separates Siding Unlimited from the rest. Connect with them if you have any sort of issue on your home's exterior. Again, siding, roofing, doors, windows. Ask them about expanding your space to the outdoors with a patio. How about a deck or a pergola, outdoor kitchen? They can do it all. It's Siding Unlimited. Check them out online. Visit sidingunlimited.com or head off to their showroom in Brookfield, 665 Larry Court.
Hey, Easter's almost here. WTMJ's John Mercure. I highly recommend the Easter Sunday brunch at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. It's one of the truly special family dining events of the year. Do it at a very special place. My favorite place, the Fox and Hounds. The food is world class. Everything you love for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including prime rib and an entire room of homemade desserts. It's all you care to eat, and kids and grandkids under 3, they eat for free. Sip on a delicious old-fashioned bourbon or over 100 fine wines as you dine in one of the Fox and Hounds' 8 elegant dining rooms, maybe a mimosa. The Fox and Hounds, tucked into the Kettle Moraine Forest just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The spring drive is spectacular. So do not cook, do not clean on Easter Sunday. Relax and enjoy your family and grandkids. The Fox and Hounds friendly staff will serve you. Call and reserve today as tables fill quickly. You'll love the Easter Sunday brunch, the Fox and Hounds.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Vince Vetrano here. Time to talk about that furnace and why it's a good idea to have my team from Urban Heating and Cooling get their eyes on your unit before winter takes hold. I've got the owner, Ryan Sopa, with us. And Ryan, first things first, you want to get in that home and give folks an honest assessment at how much life they have left in that furnace unit.
Correct. I mean, right now is a time to do your tune-up, your annual maintenance. When we come in, we make sure that everything is going to operate safely and properly for you for the entire season.
I always talk about an honest assessment. What you most want to do is get people a little bit more life out of the furnace that they have, right?
Yeah, our first goal with our maintenance is to come in there and make sure we can extend the life of your furnace and not replace.
All right, let's say it's getting time. I'm sure you've seen them in basements all over southeast Wisconsin. That one that's just hanging by a thread, just begging to break down when it gets really cold. So when it's time for a new furnace, let's talk first about how that process works. You come in with a free estimate?
Correct. We come in with a free estimate that's scheduled through our office. If we're there for a visit and doing our annual maintenance, we can also at that time tell you that it's time, and we can give you that quote at that time.
I'm sure there are a lot of options, too. Like, I don't even know where to start as to what brand of furnace, what size do I need?
Correct. That's great. When you call the office, we schedule everything. I'll come out, give you a free estimate, and go through multitude of options that will fit your house and fit your needs.
Important to note on cost, there are tax credits available, too, if you replace that furnace.
Correct. There's a federal tax credit that's ending this year at December 31st of $600. It's a huge discount on a furnace, and it's a good opportunity to take advantage of that.
Also still a major investment, so there are financing options. Folks can contact you about that?
Correct. We provide a multitude of different options for financing. The best thing to do is when you're ready to finance and accept an estimate, call into the office and we'll help you with that.
Talk to Janelle over there.
Janelle will help you out
Should
with
you
that.
tell her Vinny sent you?
We hear that
I'm
all
sure
the
she
time.
likes to hear it. Good. That's Ryan Sopa, owner of Urban Heating and Cooling. Reach out at urbanheatingandcooling.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Homebuyer Helper Brian Wickert. One of our senior loan consultants recently helped their first-time homebuyer client win over 13 other offers. Of course, it was a team effort with their buyer's agent, and it centered around helping our clients understand what little difference there was to their monthly payment to offer over the asking price. And again, what little difference it would make to give the sellers peace of mind that they'd still buy even if the appraisal came in up to $20,000 short. But that's not all. Our consultant also texted and called the listing agent to reinforce how well qualified our buyers were and that they could, in fact, still close even if the appraisal came in low. Your AccuNet consultant will help you understand your options so you can decide how aggressive you want to be. Then we do everything possible to help you win. Don't let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Know your options and get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
It's opening day in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. And I'm feeling good. Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Left center. Bye-bye baseball. Soto back. Out of here.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 12:35 as the Brewers take on the White Sox. This series is sponsored by Matrix Basements. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12:02 and 46 degrees in Milwaukee. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon and tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees today. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Ty. The boys are so back. That's the message the Milwaukee Brewers just posted. It is opening day, and fans are out in full force for the first tailgate of the season.
Not a big surprise, but some long lines to get in the lots, and they opened up a bit early for opening day. Brewers fans are certainly ready for the start of a new season.
Opening day always sparks that thought that summer's around the corner, and baseball happens every day, so it's something to do.
And not shocking as well, quite a few White Sox fans making the trip north.
They should do it every year. It makes no sense for the Sox to play outside when there's a dome stadium 90 minutes away.
Outside American Family Field, Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Parking lots are filling up as game time approaches. Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger on the construction, the traffic, and the journey to the ballpark this season.
Fans find their own routes and they get here. So, you know, the irony is that the worst traffic day for Brewers fans will probably be today, just because 44,000 people here, and it's, you know, the game ends when rush hour begins. So I just hope people are patient.
Many fans will be staying after the game today to watch a preview of the Uke documentary. About 200 employees with Milwaukee Public Schools will not have their current jobs next year.
It's part of the district's decision to cut 260 non-classroom roles to help close a $46 million budget gap. Nearly a quarter of those roles were already vacant, and a few employees decided to retire, leaving 201 employees whose current jobs are ending. MPS says it is working with those staff members to help them apply for open classroom roles and other district positions. The cuts come from the central office, assistant principals, and educators who hold a teaching license but are not assigned to one consistent classroom. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
President Trump says Iran is allowing some oil tankers to pass through the Strait of Hormuz.
President Trump says he taunted the media this week by saying Iran, as he put it, has given us a present. Today, the president revealed what he meant.
They said to show you the fact that we're real and solid and we're there. We're going to let you have 8 boats of oil, 8 boats, 8 big boats of oil. This was 2 days ago. And they'll sail up tomorrow.
Trump said he viewed this as a show of good faith.
Well, I guess we'll deal with the right people.
Earlier, Iran denied talks were underway, and the White House press secretary rejected reports that the U.S. had presented Iran with a 15-point peace plan. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Another week of no pay is looming for TSA agents at our nation's airports. Because of that, agents are calling out in record numbers. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer.
At JFK on Tuesday, close to 40% of TSA agents were absent. At Houston's Hobby Airport, it approached 50%. That means nearly half of their TSA staff didn't show up on Tuesday, and TSA officials tell us the uptick in these call-outs, they expect to only get worse as we approach tomorrow, the potential for these workers to miss a third paycheck.
The Trump administration has already reassigned ICE agents to at least 14 airports across the country. President Trump says he might send the National Guard in next. Time now for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything is down right now. The Dow is down 320 points to 46,109. S&P 500 is down nearly 72 points to 6,520. And the NASDAQ is down as well. NASDAQ down 333 points to 21,596. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:06.
Join the Brewers series against the White Sox March 26th, 28th, and 29th. Grab this year's first giveaway on Saturday the 28th, a replica of American Family Field for the first 25,000 fans, courtesy of American Family Insurance. On the 29th, it's kids cheer free. Buy an adult terrace seat and receive a free ticket for kids ages 14 and under. On Sunday the 29th, the first 5,000 kids get a drip necklace giveaway. Grab your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Hey, remember when your basement was just for storage? WTMJ's Greg Matzek here. With Matrix Basement Finishing, they turn that empty space into the heart of your home. It's what they did for us. Whether it's a cozy family movie night or cheering on your favorite team during the best time of the year to watch sports. From the design consultation to picking out your perfect flooring and fixtures, the process is seamless and done at your home. Get the quality craftsmanship you deserve with no payments until 2028. And visit matrixbasements.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Stop into Ken Michaels Furniture for our sale on Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is an American icon in quality leather upholstery. Whether you're looking for power recliners or stationary seating, BY's Furniture is made with enduring quality, outstanding comfort, and timeless styling. Save 35% now on Bradington Young upholstery at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield and Greenfield. Visit us today.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com. BrewsFanClub.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. It's opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers, and it's all about Jacob Misiorowski. The Miz will start for the crew today as they take on the White Sox at AmFamField. Brewers Extra Innings host Dom Catronio.
His quote that he gave the media when he was named opening day starter back in spring training, "There's no such thing as getting too amped up. I need all of the juice." So the Miz will be taking the ball on opening day here today. And the Brewers also made a trade on Wednesday, acquiring Jake Woodford, a right-handed relief pitcher, to join their bullpen as well for today's festivities.
Outfielder Jackson Churio is on the injured list. He has a fracture in his left hand. First pitch coming up at 1:10 this afternoon, almost 1 hour exactly away. Stay tuned to 620 WTMJ all day for opening day coverage. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Bucks are off until Saturday. Last night they traveled to Portland to face Drew Holiday and the Trailblazers. The Bucks lost 130-99. Head coach Doc Rivers.
A lot of teaching going on. Our shoot-arounds are hard right now. I thought, truth be told, with the Clipper game, I actually thought we went probably too hard. I mean, it was hot in that gym, but we went hard. And at the end of the day, I think that's actually more important right now than anything else, the teaching part, and we just got to keep doing it.
The Bucks are back home for Saturday's game. They face the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, things are looking pretty good right around the stadium. I can't really complain too much. We just a little quick tap on the brakes, heading northbound on Brewers Boulevard to get onto westbound 94. The rest of the system's looking really good around that stadium. Everybody is playing nicely and getting into those parking lots to have some fun. So at this point, I cannot complain. Go Brewers! I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Gotta love that. Here's a WTMJ 5-day forecast. Increasing clouds today. Rain is likely this afternoon and tonight. We have a high of 50 degrees in Milwaukee today, but take note, temps will start to fall this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. We'll go down to 28 for the low. Tomorrow, Friday, yes, mostly cloudy, breezy and chilly, high of 40. There's a slight chance for snow tomorrow night. Yes, slight chance for snow again. Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 46. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 57. Monday, increasing clouds and a chance for rain late. High of 58 on Monday. It is currently 55 degrees in Waukesha, 43 in Racine, and 46 right here in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:11.
Baseball that counts is finally back.
First pitch to Terang is a fly ball to center. This ball's hit well.
This is opening day at WTMJ. Presented by Big Fish Contracting.
Bye-bye baseball. A grand slam over the batter's eye in center.
With Greg Matzek reporting from the dugout. Live at AmFamField, here's Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
And we are broadcasting live from WTMJ Palo Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. It's chilly, but people are having fun. They are coming in fast and furious. Folks are pouring in from the parking lots. We're looking out over the parking lots, which are pretty full. Folks having a lot of fun. Don't hit the camera there, my friend. We are leading. Yeah, there we go. A fan came up right up and said hi to what we're doing the broadcast.
Right as we're doing the broadcast. Not only that.
What did you get?
I just got a handmade, crocheted pocket pancake that I will now cherish forever.
So that's a pocket pancake.
It's a pocket it's a crocheted pocket
for the coach.
Pancake. I mean, I think if you didn't know the context, you might think it's a coaster.
It looks like a coaster,
but
yeah.
It is a pocket. She made about 6 or 7 of them. She's handing them out to people.
Isn't that nice?
This is the generosity of Wisconsin Nice.
And nothing says Wisconsin and Milwaukee specifically than a crocheted item, because that's.
Is it?
Oh my God!
Is Wisconsin super crocheted?
My wife's grandmother used to make those. She made everything. You could basically have a whole outfit of crocheted stuff.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but the sentiment.
You put it in your keepsake box from your career at WTMJ, which hopefully will be long and fruitful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, way past me.
My 2026 pocket pancake.
Because you're not even 40, and I'm 67. You know, did you realize, I don't know if you realize this is not Brewers related, but for about 6 months I've been saying and telling people I'm 68. I'm actually only 67.
Why have you been doing
I don't know.
just all of a sudden.
Sign of old age, and you just start.
Is that what you're saying?
Yourself.
Perhaps. We are having fun, obviously, leading up to Brewers coverage starting about 12:35-ish. It is a little chilly, but you know what the cool thing is, and we're efforting to get Greg Matzek in the dugout in a second because he's in the climate control confines, alliteration, for you broadcast fans. It is much different out here. So if you're coming out, and we still got a little bit of time for tailgating, you want to bring a hoodie or a jacket.
Maybe gloves.
Because the sun is non-existent now. That's gone.
The sun has gone away.
Other than lightning the skies. It is I would say it's classic tailgating weather now at American Family Field. This is what we expect every spring in Wisconsin.
I have been impressed with how many people I've been seeing that are wearing short sleeves and or shorts.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
Right there. Yeah.
It's a nice day.
That's a diehard.
We saw a fair amount of shorts today, which, you know, good for them.
I will say the Sox fans look like they're dressed for business. They're not messing around. They're ready to go.
The question will be, so my husband is coming later, and will he or will he not be wearing sandals?
I was going to ask you that question. We got to take
I bet he's wearing sandals.
Yeah, that sounds like Mike Sampson. I know. All right, we've got to take a break. Maybe we'll hear from Greg Matzek in the dugout. We are live from the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio celebrating opening day in Wisconsin.
I'm not against shopping online. In fact, you can check out our huge selection at BurkhartSportingGoods.com. But when you're ready to buy, Burkhart should be your only stop. Because here, you can grab hold of the Midwest's largest selection of baseball bats, gloves, and equipment, and take all the swings you need in our indoor batting cages to make sure you buy the right bat. And when you buy your new mitt, we'll steam and custom fit it for you right on the spot. This is Brian Burkhart, and when you love baseball and softball like we do,
You can't beat Burkhart.
If you're in charge of uniforms and equipment, you want to get the most value for your team's budget. You want the most for your money, and you want the process to be easy. Because you already have enough on your plate. We get it. Burkhart Sporting Goods Team Outfitting Division is the best you'll find. With an abnormally high customer satisfaction rate and our own silk screening and embroidery facility for quality control. So if you want the highest quality team outfitting and incredible service,
You can't beat Burkhart.
Glad I grabbed this morning.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. I love Geis. Visited their showroom. It's absolutely spectacular. Don't let a busted garage door or your opener problems is what I had. Call my friends at Geis today with brands like CHI, LiftMaster. You've heard those names. They have everything you need for a budget. They can match your budget. They'll even do custom designs. I saw some of these things. Amazing what people are doing their garage doors now. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to Geis, GEISdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors. And I'm not kidding. It is amazing. Openers, technology, cameras, apps. Are you kidding me? All in their custom design room. Don't think twice. Call Geis, GEISdoors.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've helped tens of thousands of families after a serious accident. Our priority has always been our clients. We're here for you whenever you may need us. One call, that's all.
The Mind Chef Restaurant's Good Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is just $9.99. Easter brunch is an all-you-can-eat feast. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free in Hartford and Oshkosh. Google, call, and reserve your family table today. The Mine Shaft.
Active Liver from New Nordic protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Wegmans, and now GNC.
Welcome back to Live from American Family Field, opening day. I am Kristin. He is Steve. We are in the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio, brought to you by Big Fish Contracting. And I heard our friend Greg Matzek, who was in the climate-controlled dugout, just got to meet J&J, also known as Jordan Love and Jordan Stoltz. How was that, Greg?
Yeah, the Jordans are here. Jordan Stolz arrived about 45 minutes ago, and he was stationed right outside the Brewers dugout, kind of along the padding there as people were filing into their seats along that first base line. And then Jordan Love came in with quite the entourage, as you might imagine. But a cool moment as the two got to meet. They've never met before. Jordan Stolz is wearing a Stolz Brewers jersey. He's got his gold medal with him. Jordan Love is wearing a Brewers pinstripe jersey with Kristin Yelich's name and number on the back. But a cool moment as they had a photo op here, and Jordan Love actually got to hold the medal, the gold medal, from Jordan Stolz. So I don't know if that medal will be worn during the first pitch, but they have just gone to an area to warm up. So they just went through the dugout. Now they're in the bowels of the stadium here at American Family Field in some of the Brewers' training area, and they're literally warming up. They are getting ready for the first pitch. I've done a first pitch before. I know Kristin has done a first pitch before. I don't know if the warm-up really helps you because you get out onto the field and it's a little different than in the tunnel.
And you're like, oh, that's really far.
Yes, but that's what's happening here right now as we get set for baseball. Crowd starting to file in.
Well, did you ask Jordan Stolz how he's feeling? Because, Jordan Love throws a ball for a living. So I've less concern over how Jordan Love's going to do. But, Jordan Stolz isn't really a ball sports guy. He is a skating very, very fast guy. And so did he have any thoughts about how he's approaching this?
I just simply asked as he was walking through the dugout, I just said, you excited? He said, heck yeah. That's all he said, and then he and Jordan Love walked off. So another interesting twist for those who have never done a first pitch. Go out into the yard and throw a baseball without a glove on your opposite hand. That feels weird. It just feels weird. So neither of these guys will have a glove on the opposite hand, I can assure you. So, yes, the drama before the real first pitch will be the Jordans throwing out their ceremonial first pitch.
I was listening to the morning show with Vincent Eric today, and they either had audio, they were talking about it. Jordan Love, he's done it before, and he wasn't happy with his performance, so now he's been training as part of his football training to actually do the first pitch today.
It is kind of funny how the guys take this seriously, right? These are athletes. These are competitors. They don't want to be shown up doing anything, even though it may not be their first sport. On the other side of it, it is interesting, and it's not uncommon to see this. If you're out here watching any bit of the warm-ups that the Brewers do, especially very early before the stadium's even open, you've got trainers out there and the players throwing the football around. They're running routes, they're catching footballs as part of their arm therapy and conditioning. So the baseball players have a football in their hand, I'd say more than the average football player has a baseball.
Really? I did not know that. That is a fun fact.
All right, Craig, before we let you go, because we're going to be handing off the Brewers coverage in a little bit here, what are you expecting today? Opening day is always cool, always exciting for the fans. What are you expecting to see from this Brewers team?
I think it's a lot of what we have come to know from this team the last couple of years under Pat Murphy. They're going to get on base. They're going to steal bases. They're going to push the limits on the base pass. And this team, again, is all about youth. The difference this year from last year is that a lot of that youth is in their starting rotation. So I think the story for this Brewers team, especially early on, will be how these young players acclimate to a full major league season, being part of the rotation. Keep in mind, Miz, it was amazing last year, but he did not begin the season with the team. So this is his first opening day as a big leaguer. A couple other young arms will be a part of this rotation in the early going.
All right, Greg, thanks for all the hard work, heavy lifting from the comfortable climate inside the stadium. I look forward to chatting with you about that later. We're going to take our final break, walk it up to Brewers coverage right here from the beautiful and cold WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors Wisconsin mobile studio. And thanks to Big Fish Contracting for making it all possible. Our final break before Brewers.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Hey, baseball fans, if you're looking for a place to go hang out before the ball game, head over to Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee and then pop on the shuttle and head over to the ballpark. That's right, hang out, make a couple bets, maybe grab a bite to eat, and get that wristband for the shuttle. That'll take you right to the ballpark. That shuttle leaves about an hour before the game begins, and then About an hour after the game is over, it'll get you back to Potawatomi. What better way to make a day of it? Hanging out at Potawatomi, head over to the ballpark, head back to Potawatomi for all sorts of fun. If you're not making it to the game, all good. Make sure to watch it in the sports book. It's beautiful. It's been open for about a year, and it still looks and smells brand new. Comfortable, 2,000 square foot video wall. The place to be to watch sports in southeastern Wisconsin. The whole state is at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 years or older to enter the casino and play. Visit Potawatomi.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
It's springtime, and instead of getting outside and having fun, you have to paint the deck, repair the boards, and discover more rotten wood on your deck. Call Outdoor Living Unlimited to replace the old beaten-down wood deck with a beautiful new composite deck with new railing. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, cold plunge. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Sale is happening at the Realtors Home and Garden Show inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. For a limited time, you can save thousands with factory direct pricing and special show discounts. Shop floor models, brand new inventory, and exclusive show-only deals you won't find anywhere else. Don't miss the Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Sale, March 20th through the 29th, only at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Come see it, try it, and save big at the show.
All right, we're winding it up to Brewers coverage. Brewers baseball, the first game of the season. How cool is that? Opening day from the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studio. The same studio that I do Packers game day during the Packers season.
You're very comfortable in here.
Yeah, well, you get used to it after a while. But the odd thing about this version of opening day is I feel colder today than I do for any of the Packers games that I do game day on. So it's just a weird weather day. Just nuts.
Well, it's also you didn't dress
No, I've only got 2 layers on, so that's probably not enough. And you've been cold. Now you got gloves.
Well, no, so
but
my,
at the
my
end
good
of the
friends
show,
who are going to opening day, who are standing right in front of us right now, I had texted them
a
as soon
good-looking
as we
group,
got
by the
here,
way.
knowing they were coming. I was like, bring gloves. And they did, and now we only have 1 segment left until I can also leave and go into a warmer climate.
I don't know what the gloves are going to do for you for 5 minutes, but
I mean, I'm feeling better already.
yeah. So as we've done, now this is our second together, right?
Second opening day together.
So I don't remember any of last year, other than it was cold too.
It was cold last year too.
This year's been fun. Greg did such a great job with his guests, and whenever you have Mark Antanasio on the show, I mean the owner of the Brewers, and the wild thing, there's so many moving pieces. Traffic with the freeway being reconstructed, where you're going to find the games on your TV provider, and then obviously the breaking news this morning with Jackson Churio that all of a sudden he's not playing because he hurt himself in the World Baseball Classic. Sort of a weird lineup of different stories circulating about this team. But here's the cool thing. This team's won the division 3 years in a row.
I know. No pressure.
So what's your prediction for the 2026 Milwaukee Brewers? You can say division, you can say wins, whatever it is.
I feel my predictions we're going to do as well as we did last year.
They had I think they had the best record, second best record in baseball.
Obviously, really good record.
Made it to the championship
obviously
series.
Make it to the playoffs. Obviously, it will depend on other teams and how healthy they are, but I think we're in for another really fun season. Last year was really fun.
Yeah, I have ultimate confidence in their coach, Murphy. I think he just gets this team. He gets the identity of the Brewers. And for all the years I've watched this team and now been fortunate enough to do, about 8 or 9 of these things, the opening day broadcast. It is just always so much fun. The excitement level's off the charts, even if you're not a good team. And the team we're playing today, the White Sox, have had horrendous seasons. A couple seasons ago, they had.
I was going to say, we didn't talk about the White Sox at all today.
No.
Is there any prediction or
they have a better team.
Who they are and what they're doing this year?
I do know this. Because we obviously have teammates that work in Chicago for Good Karma Brands, and they're very up on the Cubs, who are not playing today. They're predicting the Cubs are going to go to the World Series, some of those folks.
Why? What's changed for the Cubs?
They got some better players. They picked up some big acquisitions. My prediction would be this. This team will be as competitive as they've always been. The Churio story is interesting because they have to get him back. He's a big part of the success, obviously one of their younger players. But I'm very optimistic because we've seen what they can do with all the challenges. They've had injuries before. Pitching has changed dramatically over the last few years. I'm not a baseball expert, but I have a lot of faith in this team. So as we're watching this, the fans are coming in hot and heavy now. They're all excited. They're very, very excited. You can hear the buzz in the crowd. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Opening day at AmFamField. The weather is going to be gorgeous inside. But out here, not so much.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. You survived it. You made it. You made it.
No one heard my teeth chattering while we were on air, so that's good.
You can yell. We love it. We love the enthusiasm. This is what opening day is all about. Let's go. I would like a small percentage of all the Brewer stuff that people have on, because those sales have to be off the charts.
I got to get something new for Frankie today. I tried to make her wear her 2T, despite being two years old. Does not fit in 2T. So I threw it at her. It was not going to fit. So I got to go in and get some new Frankie gear for today.
I feel like I got my thing last year, and it's covered up because I have a WTMJ jacket on because it's so damn cold out here. But I feel like you got to update every year.
Well, you got to update every year, but especially if you have a child, you have to update every year.
Well, just because they're
growing.
You're not still growing out because you're a young person still.
No, I still fit into things that I wore like 20 years ago.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But at what age do you splurge on a uniform for a kid?
That's a good question.
Right? Because last year I saw it. I was like, she can only wear this for a year. So I'm not going to be what age do they slow down enough that you're like, all right, I'm going to spend $70 on something that maybe you're going to get a couple years
I think you're comfortable in the just before the 5th, 6th grade. You can have that for a little bit. And then obviously when they get to the middle school, high school, that's going to change dramatically.
Okay. All right.
But
so
there's always bargains that we had. Someone told me this the other day. You go to one of these thrift stores, there's all kinds of cool stuff you can buy. Maybe you find Brewer stuff there.
Or eBay.
eBay.
I think you can find a lot of vintage stuff on eBay.
All right, what have you learned today about doing your second now Brewers opening day coverage?
Layers
are important, yes.
Layers of unknown weather conditions.
I've learned that what the weather is at your house is not the weather that's going to be here at AmFamField because it's drastically different. Chilly is the way I would describe it. Here's what I know. It's going to be an exciting game. Miz is just a off-the-charts
star
for the star now, potential future star as well. I love the fact that he's doing what he's doing for all the folks who are suffering from Parkinson's. So I hope he hits 104 just for that donation from Pat McAfee. Whether he does or not, such a great guy. That's another thing about the Brewers story. They've assembled a cast of characters that the fans like.
Do you think the power of friendship will be a thing again this year?
I hope so.
I liked that. That was one of my favorite things from last year.
Yeah. And I think folks are going to have a lot of fun with the Euchre story. You're getting a little taste of it after the show. There's about 20 minutes. It's not just showing the documentary. It's actually showing the making of the documentary as well. So we had the great directors on, the co-directors. They were fantastic to talk to. There's so much excitement about this team, and Bob Euchre was certainly part of that story. We all miss him, but he never really goes away because his legacy is going to be here forever as Brewers fans, and that's the cool part.
I was trying to see if there was still, because last year, obviously, there was so many flowers and beer cans, and people left things at the statue.
Oh, I'm sure there's a beer or two.
I don't have an eye line right now to see if people left stuff this year.
I would wager almost as much money as I have that there would be a can of Miller Lights sitting on that.
Do you want to wager?
I don't want to wager.
Handshake?
Handshake. We'll do that.
All right.
Thanks to all of you for spending some time with us. It's been a fun day, even though it's cold. We complain for no reason, but this is a treat. I'll never ever take this for granted because this is something that I never ever thought I'd be doing.
Yeah.
And the fact that we get to do it, and be part of this story and be the flagship station of the Milwaukee Brewers. I get to do it with my pal, Kristin Brey, who's as good as it gets when it comes to radio in Milwaukee. We know that because the people have been telling us that.
A lot of fans today.
A lot of fans.
No hate. Maybe on the text line. We didn't have the text line open today, so maybe some hate on the text line.
Full apology. We did not have
only positivity to our face.
Hey! See, the fans are excited. We're excited. They are ready for Brewers opening day baseball, and we're all ready as well. Thanks to all of our partners, and certainly WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors, and that's Gina, of course, and Big Fish Contracting, who made it all possible. We've had fun. I hope you have fun. Stay tuned for the best Brewers coverage you can ever find anywhere. We are WTMJ. She's Kristin. I am Steve. Brewers baseball is next.
You asked and Carbless delivered. The fan favorite grapefruit flavor now has its own 4-pack all to itself. That bold, bright, perfectly balanced citrus taste that you've been pulling from the variety pack, it's now front and center in 4 cans, 1 box. Crisp, refreshing, not too sweet, and nothing else has changed. 0 sugar,